Swamp in the outskirts of Bowling Green, Kentucky brings you the opening round of the KHSAA Class 5A playoffs. The host Greenwood Gators come in rolling, hosting their first playoff game in 6 years. On the other side, the Grayson County Cougars enter with their tail between their legs, looking to get rid of a bad taste of consecutive showouts. Owensboro awaits the winner next week as the Cougs try to spoil the party in Bowling Green. And a good evening and welcome into the broadcast booth here at Greenwood High School. Sam Gormley with you tonight for another edition of Cougar Football here on K105. Kaylor Decker out sick today, so it's just going to be me here with you in the broadcast booth. We'll be sure to bring you all of the coverage. As the legendary Herb Brooks said, great moments are born from great opportunity, and that's what we have here today, and that's what Grayson County has. They're taking on a Greenwood team that is hosting their first playoff game since 2016. In fact, that 2016 year is going to be a year we're going to mention quite often throughout this broadcast here today. Grayson County entering with a record of 4-6, losing last week to Hart County 14-0. As they are looking to win their first playoff game since 2018. Grayson County never beaten the Gators here in Bowling Green. In fact, Grayson County all-time record in Warren County is 0-16. They're looking to break that stretch here today, taking on this Gator football team. The Gators, they're having a really good year. 8-2 record. They defeated South Warren for the first time since 2016. Again, just mark that 2016 year. It's one that we're going to have to talk a lot about throughout this broadcast. Their two losses, Bowling Green and Bardstown. You know, those two teams are just a casual combined 18-2. And the two losses for those two teams, Boyle County and St. Xavier. So, I mean, really good opponents for Greenwood. Gators hosting their first playoff game since 2016. And with a win, head coach William Howard would tie Chris Siebold for the second winningest coach in Greenwood history. Of course, Chris Siebold, former Grayson County assistant under former head coach Ed Smart. Coming up on our locker room show, we're going to introduce you to both the Grayson County Cougars and the Greenwood Gators. We'll talk to the head man himself, and we'll still have Kaylor's keys to victory as that comes up and more right here on the locker room show on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Oh, stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
Oh! I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to the Swamp, Greenwood High School, as the Grayson County Cougars open up the Class 5A playoffs against the host Gators. Grayson County enters back-to-back shutouts as they were shut out by Owensboro, and then last week against a really talented Hart County team. Hunter Felty, the Cougars starting quarterback on the season, 88 of 141, 912 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Felty rushed for 330 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year. And it's been pretty simple. When Felty has run the ball with success, the Cougars have won the game. They don't run the ball with success, they haven't won the game. It's really been that simple. Jaron Van Meter, your main running back for this Grayson County football team, 103 carries, 494 yards, 8 touchdowns. You've seen a lot of Waylon Bruce, not as much last week. Bruce, 39 carries, 156 yards, and a touchdown. Your receivers, Cougar's going to use a lot of different ones. Grayson Chaffins is the leading receiver. Second leading receiver is Jaden Kinney. You also have Mason Carroll and Jaron Van Meter, who will catch passes for this Grayson County football team. The offense, 17.8 points per game this season. Last week, they were shut out for the second straight game. That hadn't happened since 2011. The Cougars have not been shut out in 3 straight games since 1996. They're trying to avoid that mark here. Scoring defense, 22.7 points per game, and it's been something that the Cougars, I think, have been really, really good at this season. Pass defense, 82.7 yards per game. That's 9th in Class A, but the best west of I-65. Rush defense, 137.7 yards a game on the ground. That's 19th in the class. Jaron Van Meter, the leading tackler. Grayson Chaffins, the leader as far as takeaways with 4 interceptions. That's tied for first in Class 5A. Team has also recovered 7 fumbles on the year. Jackson Kane is the kicker/punter. Greenwood, off to their best season since 2016. We'll introduce you to them coming up next, as this is Cougar football right here on K105.
With the My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County Cougars taking on the Greenwood Gators in the Class 5A playoffs. Greenwood enters with a record of 8-2, 2-1 in Class 5A. Ryan Huff is the starting quarterback for the Gators on the season. 85 of 155 for 1,473 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Huff, not necessarily the most mobile guy in the world, but he can break the pocket if he needs to. Lofton Howard, a running back / tight end. Remember that name. We're going to go back to that here in a second. Has also attempted 3 passes, completing all 3. Elmo Stewart has also completed passes. They will use that especially if they get into the red zone. They're not afraid to have different players attempt passes. Telltale Long is the leading rusher. 93 carries, 643 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Long has also caught a team-high 22 passes and turned that into 331 yards and 3 touchdowns. Lofton Howard, as we mentioned, he's a really, really good player. The Western Kentucky commit, 55 carries, 408 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's also the leading receiver, 19 catches, 349 yards, and 3 touchdowns. You'll also see Elmo Stewart and Gray Price, who have combined to rush for just over 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. Howard and Long, as we mentioned, are the 2 leading receivers. Elmo Stewart has 18 catches for 293 yards and 3 touchdown carries. Chase Johnson, who did miss 1 game this season, has 12 catches for 192 yards. Andrew Hatcher, Taven Haney are the other players you'll need to know as far as wide receivers. This offense has had success. 34.4 points per game. They have scored 40-plus points in 5 of their last 8 games, with the exceptions being Bowling Green, South Warren, and Logan County. Now, there you go. Logan County, one of the top teams in 4A, and obviously Bowling Green and South Warren. Grayson County knows them very well to know what they bring to the table. Howard is a legacy WKU legacy commitment, as his father, William Howard, the head coach of Greenwood, also played there under Harbaugh. Jack Harbaugh back in the early 90s. The defense, 18.2 points per game. The most points they've allowed in a game this year is 35. Pass defense, 84.6 yards per game through the air. Rush defense, 96.5. Lofton Howard is the leading tackler with 94 total tackles and a team-high 14 tackles for a loss. Dawson Drake ranks second on the team with 83 total tackles. He has 5 tackles for a loss, 26 total sacks for the Gators. Andrew Hatcher leads the team with 3 interceptions. Howard and Hatcher were both named first-team All-Sky Conference defense for the Gators. Drew Smothers is the kicker. Brian Jones is the head coach of the Cougars. We'll talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builders.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, after the game on last Friday against Hart County, you told me that you really wanted to go back and watch the film multiple times to figure out what you could have done differently on offense to punch some of those balls in when you had it in the end zone. What'd you see?
I think a lot of it came down to a couple of mental mistakes that got us back behind the chains. We had a false start. We had a miscommunication on the other end on toss where we missed a guy and just left him completely unblocked. And so a few mental errors, we take a negative 5-yard play and gets us kind of behind the chains. And what we've really kind of tried to establish this year is really a small gain, clock control type offense. And when you're moving in small chunks, that negative play can really hurt you. We haven't really had the big play, explosive play potential this year that we have in other years. And so, we've got to stay ahead of the chains and averaging, 4 or 5 yards a carry or pass play even, we're 6 or 7 yards. So those smaller gains really hurt when you have a negative play or a penalty.
11 weeks ago tonight, you kicked off the season against Edmonson County. It feels like forever ago. How different is your team tonight compared to that team 11 weeks ago?
Well, I think, we've done a much better job kind of establishing the run and battling better up front. I think we've done a really good job of getting Felty out of the pocket and making it easier in the pass game for him. He's nearly 1,000-yard passer, and I couldn't tell you the last time that there's been one of those here. I think we have grown with somebody like a Waylon Bruce at playing out of position that he hasn't played in years and, covered some overcame some adversity with some injuries and had some guys kind of in and out of the lineup and things like that. And so, I think overall, we've grown like we like to see. Our guys have kind of become warriors and progressing into being great men and great human beings. And, they've battled and earned their right to be here in the playoffs.
Unfamiliarity is something that I know I talk a lot, especially during basketball season and even more specifically during holiday tournaments where basketball coaches will play a team that kids couldn't point out on a map. I know last year the boys played Clay County. I'm sure none of the team could tell them anything about Clay County. Tonight you get a little bit of that with Greenwood, a team that, your team has not played since 2018, so there's not a single player that'll take the field tonight that played them the last time. The last time you were in a similar situation was back in 2018 as well, when you went on the road to Graves County with an unfamiliar opponent, and obviously we know what happened there. How can unfamiliar be a good thing?
Well, number one, I don't think you've, you always give that team probably as much credit, sometimes maybe as they deserve, or sometimes more credit than they deserve. And so, that year we went to Graves, we went over there and felt like, we had every opportunity to win that game, and we felt like we had a great game plan, and we established what we wanted to do very early in that game. First drive, Noah Bullock was running our veer invert game and doing some misdirection stuff with Qdarius, and we marched down the field in big chunks and scored. And then as the game progressed, we kind of got into the eye and just ran right at them. And so I think that unfamiliarity, you don't have this preconceived notion that this is just this great team with great players and so on and so forth. Now I think as media kind of grows and covers things, sometimes that still happens. But, it's not Bowling Green, it's not South Warren, it's not Owensboro. And it's not Graves, and two of those teams we see all the time. The other two are the two that get all the attention. So, Greenwood has had a great year this year, and earned their 2 seed. They beat South Warren and played Bowling Green pretty tough this year compared to some of the previous matchups. So they've earned the right to be there, but they don't necessarily have that big name in the lights that some of these other programs have. And so, I think when you have that unfamiliarity, a lot of times the kids will show up and give themselves a fighting chance.
When you look at Greenwood, this is the first time that they've hosted a home playoff game since 2016, so it's been over 6 years. Again, same thing as your team. Not a single player was on that team. In fact, it was a completely different coaching staff as well. With that, you being the team going up, I'm sure that there's going to be extra emotions for Greenwood, having that jolt of energy. They get to play in front of their home fans in the swamp. How do you balance that, without even mentioning the opponent, balance those emotions in a game like this?
Well, I think sticking to a routine. We've tried to have our practice routine be the same this week. Our pregame routine, we anticipate it being identical to what it's been the previous 10 games. We're going to get there about the same time we like to arrive prior to games. We're going to get on the field the same time that we typically do week in and week out, and try to stick to a routine. And, they become accustomed to things being a certain way, and some things that can really throw everything off kilter is changing up what you've done all season long. So we want to stick to that and then, approach it just like it's a normal game, so that the emotions of it don't play differently. But, obviously there's going to be that heightened sense of emotions with this being, a win or go home kind of situation.
For Greenwood on offense, we talked about this last week, that they're similar, not exact to Hart County, but similar in the fact, and even when I was watching the game from a couple of weeks ago that they played in, they like to run a lot of jet sweeps and a lot of misdirections. How do you build upon what you did last week against Hart County, which for the most part you did pretty good in stopping that, and use that tonight to your advantage?
Well, I think repetition and practice, try to cover, a lot of the things that they try to do. And they do so much, you can't cover it all. And so you got to try to familiarize yourself with the things that they want to hang their hat on, and try to be able to line up properly, and then adjust on the fly to the situations that may be, a game plan kind of deal with something that they want to do to us based on what they've seen on film. And so, so I think just the reps this week, and then, the reps last week, I think are just kind of icing on the cake, that you're seeing some of these things multiple weeks in a row, and hopefully, that will lead to some more success for us.
Greenwood might have the best defensive player that you've gone up against all year in Lofton Howard, the linebacker, 16. I know they use him both on the offensive side of the ball. He's a really good player. He's going to Western Kentucky for a reason. Just not counting him, because there's a lot of other good players than that. How do you move the ball and get points tonight?
Well, I think, we got to be technically sound. This is one of those weeks like an Owensboro or a Graves where, it's going to come down to being technically sound with your hand placement, your footwork, and all these other things. Because when you play good teams, little things matter. Some of these other games you can get away with doing things wrong and just being bigger or stronger or faster. Here, those things don't account for anything. It's going to be the guy that plays the most technically sound, the lower man wins, and all those different things. the little things that you try to harp on all season long, these are the games that they truly matter. And when you're out of position and different things like that, it's going to lead to you losing your matchup. We talked a lot about one-on-one matchups and trying to win all the little battles that go on in every play. And, and so if you're not doing things properly the way that they've been coached to be done, you lose those battles, which ultimately means that you probably had a negative play for an offense, or you've given up a big gain on defense. And teams like this expose those things.
Coach, good luck. Well, more, you're coming up in the locker room show after this.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back to the Swamp here at Greenwood High School as the Grayson County Cougars are preparing to open up the Class 5A playoffs against the Greenwood Gators. Sam Gormley with you today. Kaylor Decker out sick as he's battling an illness, and we just said, you know what, you stay home, it's good. We'll be able to handle things, but he still wanted to make sure that he came through and brought us Kaylor's keys to the game. So we'll still bring you that. Instead, it's going to be me bringing you Kaylor's keys to the game. First one that he has is play loose for Grayson County. Play loose and get rid of the playoff pressure is his second one. Just try and play. It's easier said than done in saying don't play this, like a regular season game. But play it with you got nothing to lose. You're the underdog. Take that to your advantage and do what you can do. Play with nothing to lose right in there. Like we just said, you've got nothing to lose, and then finally play with everything to gain, because that's what Grayson County has. Because listen, you win this game, you're sending shockwaves across the state. People are like, oh, Grayson County, they beat Greenwood. That's an impressive game. Yes, you got Owensboro on the horizon, but as we mentioned, I still remember almost to the day, as it was a couple of days ago, was the anniversary. 4 years ago, we were in Mayfield, and I remember Coach Smart told me after the game that Grayson County upset Graves County in a 3-versus-2 matchup. He told me, we got to enjoy this one because playoff wins don't come often to Grayson County. And listen, got to take advantage of it while you can, and as Herb Brooks says, great moments are born from a great opportunity, and that's what the Cougars have here today. Grayson County gets close to getting this one underway. Greenwood, the Swamp, and for one, I love here, and you can see it if you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, as the Cougars get ready to take the field off to the right side. The eye at the 50-yard line. It is, I'm not sure how well it picks up, but it is a Gator eye. It is really, really cool as the Cougars are getting ready to run onto the field to the right side. They're playing a hype video right now off to the left side, it looks like on the scoreboard here at Greenwood High School, trying to get their team ready to take the field here as they're going to run through the stands similar to what we see at Graves County. Grayson County and Greenwood to open up the Class 5A playoffs. All of the action here from the Swamp comes up next right here on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
From the Swamp in Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Class 5A playoffs are getting ready to kick off. It will be Grayson County football to start. They have blown us away with a little bit of smoke as they had a smoke that the players ran through, and I'm not lying. We couldn't see the field for a moment, and I got a little worried that we were going to have – there was a game a couple of years ago in New England where there was a fog and they couldn't see the field. I thought we were going to have a little bit of that to start off with. As Kaylor Decker, my usual partner, is out sick today, so it's just going to be me, Sam Gormley, with you here on the call on a picture-perfect evening here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I mean, we're looking at kickoff temperature 72 degrees on November the 4th. I'm not sure that you could draw it up much better than that. It's time for football in Bowling Green from the Swamp here at Greenwood High School. Grayson County with a record of 4-6. Greenwood with a record of 8-2. It will be Grayson County football to start. And standing back deep, Mason Carroll and Jaron Van Meter to kick away. For the Gators of Greenwood is going to be Drew Smothers, the kicker, as we get ready to roll. It should be a great contest here. The winner of tonight's game advances to the next round of the playoffs and will face Owensboro a week from today in the second round. Smothers to kick away. And lets it fly. It's a kick straight down the middle, an end-over-end kick caught by Van Meter at about his own 15-yard line. Van Meter stutter steps back here towards the middle, gets up to the 30-yard line. That's about where the Grayson County offense is going to start off with. Hunter Felty, the Cougars starting quarterback, trots out 88 of 141, 912 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's rushed for 330 yards, 6 touchdowns in the season. And this Grayson County offense has struggled as of late as far as just getting the ball into the end zone. They're officially going to have it on their own 30-yard line to trot out here on their first possession of this game, and they're going to go in the shotgun formation. The running back, Jaron Van Meter, lines up to the right of the senior quarterback, Hunter Felty. Good snap, and it's a handoff right side on the run. Van Meter, he bounces it outside and picks up about 5 as he spins up to the 35-yard line on the run for Jaron Van Meter, picking up about 5 yards. Grayson County's starting offense, we mentioned Van Meter and Bruce will join Felty in the backfield. The offensive line switching it up a little bit today. You're going to have Will Scott as the center in for Tanner Finley. Matthew Phillips bounces out to the right tackle. Michael Sturdivant will be in there as well on that Grayson County starting offensive line. Your wide receivers of Jaden Kinney, Grayson Chaffins. Jaron Van Meter will bounce out there, Mason Carroll as well. It'll be the I formation. Felty goes under center. 2nd down and 5 from the Cougars' own 35-yard line. And it is a direct run right side on the handoff to Waylon Bruce. He dives up and gets near to about the 37-yard line for Waylon Bruce for Grayson County. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3, and you got to imagine that Grayson County is going to be incredibly aggressive in this game because you've got what do you have to lose right here if you're this Grayson County football team? It'll be 3rd down and about 2.5 yards as it gets to the 37-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Slowing it down, Will Scott, the senior center, gets up to the line. It'll be the shotgun formation, Felty. He'll have Waylon Bruce set up to. It'll be a handoff. Bruce, he goes up the middle, and he's driven backwards after picking up about 1 yard. It'll be 4th down and 1 for Grayson County, and immediately Brian Jones has a decision to make. As you are looking here, Grayson needs to get the ball to the 40. It is placed right at the 39-yard line. They're 1 yard short. And Brian Jones doesn't look like he's thinking twice. He's keeping his offense out on the field. What do you have to lose if you're Grayson County? You're the underdog. You haven't won a playoff game since 2018. You need to strike first. And I mean, listen, Grayson County's been shut out back-to-back games for the first time since 2011. They're trying to avoid a shutout in 3 straight games. Last time that happened was 1996. You need to be aggressive if you're Grayson County. It'll be 4th down and 1. The Cougar offense sprints out to the line, and we're going to have an early timeout taken by Brian Jones with 9 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. And this is a good timeout, I think, by Brian Jones. Yes, it's early in this game, but I think already you're looking at a big play because I think if you're Grayson County, you've got to get off to a good start. Can't keep letting, and I mean this Greenwood team too, you don't want to let them score first. I was talking with our crew before the game, and I felt like, Grayson County, if they can score first in this game, they got a shot. If not, Greenwood is an explosive team on both sides of the football. I do want to make sure that I give a shout out to Grayson County linebacker Colby Chaffins. I know yesterday he had surgery to repair his knee. He's recovering. I'm sure he's at home locked in and watching right now. So Colby, I know we're pulling for you. We're glad to hear that the surgery went well as well, and hopefully can't wait to see you back out onto the field really, really soon. Grayson County breaks out of the timeout, and they're going to keep the offense out onto the field. It'll be the I formation. Greenwood going to load up the box. They've got 9 in the box, does Greenwood. And we're going to have Wildcat, it looks like. I know it's a run up the middle for Felty, and he's not going to get it. So he was stuck as he went across the right side. Greenwood not fooled at all. And in there to stop him short, looks like Gray Price. And that is going to be a turnover on downs for Grayson County. The Gators were not fooled at all. They loaded it up, 9 in the box. And there was nothing that Grayson County could do. Hunter Felty, 9 minutes, 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. It'll be Greenwood football. They're going to have it as starting quarterback Ryan Huff trots out on the season, 85 of 155, 1,473 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And they like to run a lot of different formations. They're going to run a lot of jet sweeps, and it's tough to say that they're similar to Hart County's. There's a high snap, and we have the play is blown dead before we even got started. And it's encroachment called against the Grayson County Cougars. So a neutral zone infraction is going to bounce this ball 5 yards further ahead. And it's going to move the ball, looks like, to about the 33-yard line of Grayson County. Huff in the shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff to Price. He's going to go, throwing up the seam, wide open. Elmo Stewart trots into the end zone. 33-yard touchdown pass into the arms of, that's Telltale Long for Greenwood, and the Gators strike first on the 33-yard touchdown pass from Huff to Long. The play action, the Cougars bit, and the running back Long goes into the end zone to give the Gators the early lead with 9:25 left in the first quarter. On to attempt the extra point, Drew Smothers, 30 of 35 on PATs this season. Chase Johnson is the holder. Low snap. Smothers does get it away. It's a high kick that goes through the upright. 7-0 Greenwood on top, 9:25 to play here in the first quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Greenwood strikes first. They lead Grayson County 7-0 on the 33-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Huff to Telltale Long. Cougars going to look for an answer here on the offensive side of the ball after turning the ball over on downs on their first possession. Smothers kicks it away. It's an end-over-end kick, spinning like a top in the air. Caught back at the 5-yard line by Van Meter, and Van Meter is brought down as he takes it up the far side of the field as he crosses the 20-yard line, gets up near the 21. Last time the Cougars had the ball, they had three positive plays to start, and they had 4th down and 1, but Felty was dropped for a loss, and the Cougars had to turn the ball over on downs. 9:21 left here in the first quarter. Cougars trail 7-0. This is a huge drive for Grayson County in this football game. There's just no other way to put it, as they're going to officially have it on their own 24-yard line. And looks like we have a penalty called against Greenwood on the return. I think I heard face mask called against the Gators, and you know what? There's your gift for Grayson. You got to do something, as you got to take advantage of it if you're Grayson County. Now that you had, the Gators have helped you out. Now the Cougars going to have the ball at the 37-yard line. 1st down and 10. In the gun goes Felty. Van Meter to the left. 2 wide receivers to the right side. It'll be a handoff. Van Meter, he bounces it towards the near side. Dives up across the 40-yard line. Gets up near the 42. A host of Gators in there on the tackle. You can give him about 4 yards on the run as he gets up to the 41-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 6 coming up for Grayson County. 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Grayson County trails 7-0. Cougars are coached by Brian Jones. He is in his 3rd season at the helm of the Cougar program. 13-16, 25-66 in his 9th season overall. In the I formation, Waylon Bruce, the blocker for Van Meter, as Felty goes under center to take it. A wide receiver on each side. Looks like a mishandled snap, and because of it, Felty is dropped in the backfield for a loss. Lofton Howard in there to bring him down first, along with Colton Smith. That's a two-headed monster on that Greenwood defense, and Felty's going to be dropped for a loss on the play as he's dropped back to the 38-yard line. So just about the original line of scrimmage. It's a loss of about 3 or 4 yards. 3rd down and 10. Cougars have not tried to pass in this game. Hunter Felty entered 912 yards, knocking on the door of becoming the first Cougar 1,000-yard passer since stats were officially kept on the KHSAA website. We're going to have another timeout on the field taken by Brian Jones on the far side. He's burnt a second timeout early on in this game. We'll try to see if we can't find a score update or two to bring you. See here in the first quarter, Bowling Green leads Ohio County 7-0. Owensboro Catholic on top of Fort Campbell 6-0. Davis County leads North Hardin 6-0. That game is happening in the Owensboro area. Warren East on top of Hopkins County Central 14-0. 10:28 to play in the first quarter of that football game. And we'll try to see if there are any other score updates that we have to bring you. As we look around, that seems like most of the ones. Lexington Christian leads Edmonson County 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. That game happening up in the Lexington area. End of the timeout will be 3rd down and 10. Be interesting to see what the Cougars come out in here on offense. Be the shotgun formation. 2 to the left, 1 to the right side of Hunter Felty. Jaron Van Meter is the running back. Gators showing blitz. They have 26 sacks on the year. Mason Carroll shifts in motion from the near side to the far side. Felty rolls out to the far side, keeps his eyes down the field, dumps it off to Van Meter, but leads him out of bounds, and the Cougars will presumably be forced to punt. So he was looking for Van Meter, dumping it off out of the backfield, and nobody was home there, and Jackson Kane will be forced to punt this one away. 7:49 left here in the first quarter. Greenwood on top of Grayson County, 7-0. Andrew Hatcher back deep to return this punt for Greenwood. High snap. Jackson Kane is able to get it away. A slow-moving punt. Takes a Grayson County bounce to the 40-yard line. It takes a good bounce to the 35, and it's going to roll down and be down at about the 31-yard line. That's where this second Greenwood drive is going to start off. And it could not have started much worse for the Grayson County defense. They had an offsides penalty that gave 5 free yards to the Gators, and then a 33-yard touchdown pass. You can't draw it up to start much better, or start much worse, rather, if you're the Grayson County Cougars. Officially, the ball is going to be placed in the Greenwood 31-yard line. 7:38 left here in our opening quarter from the Swamp here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. High snap. Handoff left side on the run, and Grayson County defense in there. Jaron Van Meter makes one of the first hits, as that was Telltale Long in the run up across the left side. And looks like they're going to say about a pickup of 2 yards to the 33-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. This Grayson County defense needs to stop. And if you can slow down the Greenwood rushing attack, but what Greenwood will like to do is they like to run a lot of sweeps, switching things up on both sides of the ball. Huff in the gun. He will pass, throwing off on a curl route, finds Chase Johnson. He catches it at the 40-yard line, gets up to the 45. That's enough for a first down. Being brought down on the play in coverage for Grayson County was Mason Carroll. You give him 14 yards on the pass completion up to the 47-yard line. Greenwood hurrying it up now on offense. Going to send Elmo Stewart out to the left side. Lofton Howard has an extra blocker to the right side, long in the backfield. It's a high snap over the head of Huff. He's going to run back and just dive back on it at about the 31-yard line. The high snap went over the head. Mason Carroll was in pursuit, but wasn't able to get there in time, and that's going to be dropped back to the 31-yard line, a loss of 16 yards on the play. And listen, there's your break if you're Grayson County. There is your break. You've got to do something about it if you're this defense. You can't allow Greenwood, who now has 2nd down and 31, I believe, if my math is right, or 2nd down and 26 is going to be where Grayson County is going to have it. As I looked up, I got to get used to the scoreboard here. 31, I looked up was the first thing, and that's where the ball is. 2nd down and 26, and we're going to have a timeout on the field, I believe. Or is it a penalty? Dead ball. Offsides. Offsides called against the offense. Can't say I've ever seen that. Believe that is called false start. Well, okay. Moving back 5 yards. See, it is. I was just predicting the future. It's now 2nd down and 31. Maybe I should go buy a lottery ticket later. I think it's up there. Third down and very long, regardless, for second down and really long for Greenwood. And it's going to be a run for Stewart on the sweep to the left side. He's got blockers out to that far side of the field. He breaks one tackle, breaks another, and he gets up near that original line of scrimmage as he crosses the 40-yard line, getting up to about the 45. And that is not what you wanted if you're Grayson County because, listen, when you were looking at second down and 31, and now you're looking at third down and 12, that's about third and manageable. But looks like we got some laundry on the field. Holding called against the Gators, and it'll depend on where the spot of that hold was on that far side, but the Gators are moving in the wrong direction on this drive. 7-0. Greenwood leads Grayson. 5:37 left here in the first quarter. Looks like they're going to place the ball at the 24-yard line. So it's a 2-yard penalty, technically, if you're looking at it yardage-wise. Second down and 33 coming up for Greenwood. High snap. Huff corrals it. Looks here towards the near side. Dumps it off into the flat. It's off the hands of Telltale Long. And you're looking at third down and very long for Greenwood. Greenwood coached by William Howard. Howard is in his 5th season, 28-24 at the helm of this Greenwood program. He played college football at WKU from 1991 to 1994 under Jack Harbaugh. His son, Lofton, is one of their best players. His daughter, Katie, plays on the Western Kentucky volleyball team. A very athletic family. And he replaced Chris Siebolt, who, of course, was a former offensive coordinator for Grayson County under Ed Smart. So there's a little bit of a Greenwood-Grayson County connection dating back to that era. Third down and long. Huff will dump it off. They're setting up a screen, and it's caught, and we're going to have another penalty flag coming, and it's going to be well short of the first down marker as Long is going to be brought down. And got to imagine Brian Jones is going to say, you know what, we're going to decline this penalty, and we are going to take the football. So I believe it's a hold on the near side of the field. At least that's what I saw. Well, now they're looking at Greenwood to see what they do here. Is it a penalty on Grayson? Holding. Well, maybe. Holding called against, and it's declined. Okay. You're looking at fourth down and really long. You're coming up for the Gators, and they'll be forced to punt away. That's a win for this Grayson County defense. You needed it, and you come through with it. 7 yards ended up being on that pickup. Jaron Van Meter stands back. He's standing back near where the first down marker is. The punter is going to be Hatcher. It appears back to punt away for the Gators of Greenwood. Van Meter stands back at his own 34-yard line. High snap. It is corralled, and it's a line drive knuckleball kick. They got to move out of the way to Grayson, and I'll tell you what, that ball ends up rolling, and it's going to be down near the 40-yard line. How the punter, Jackson Freeland, got that away is that snap. He's only 5'8", and he jumped way up, and he almost Odell Beckham that to bring that ball down and get the punt away. And Grayson almost was delivered a gift there. The punt is away, and it's about a 27-yard punt for Greenwood, and the Grayson County offense trotting back out onto the field. 4:48 left here in the first quarter. Ball placed on the Grayson County 41-yard line. Felty, Bruce, Van Meter. Felty goes back to deliver the play call to Jaron Van Meter. You got 7 on the play clock. Shifting in motion is Mason Carroll. Be a handoff up the middle on the dive for Van Meter. He dives up, picks up about 3 or 4 as he dives near the 45-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the run for the junior running back, Jaron Van Meter. Grayson County has never won a game played in Warren County. 0-16 all time. They've never beaten the Gators here at Greenwood High School. They have beaten the Gators. In fact, they beat them the last time they played them. 5-3 is the all-time series. Greenwood leads. But Grayson County won the last time they played in Litchfield by the final score of 35-14. Last time they played here at the Swamp, it was 41-6. Second down and 6 comes up for Grayson County. Ball placed on their own 45-yard line. Carroll shifts in motion. Got triple option. Felty kept it himself, and he was swallowed up as they came around the near side line. Brian Jones not happy as looks like a miscommunication maybe on the Grayson County offensive line. And that's going to put the ball back now to where the original line of scrimmage was. Third down and about 9, rather. They ended up only losing 2 yards. We've seen that now a couple of times where that triple option keeper for Felty has just not worked. The Gators have not been fooled. Third down and 9. 7-0. Greenwood leads Grayson. 3:20 left here in the first quarter. 2 wide receivers on each side. Waylon Bruce is the running back to the left of Felty in the shotgun formation. Good snap. Felty, 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket, rolls out to the far side. Nice block across the right side. He throws, and it is complete, well short of the first down marker. On the far side of the field, pulling that in was Jaron Van Meter. It's decision time here for Grayson as he gets it to the 45-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup. You're looking at 4th down and 6, and I think Jackson Kane is trotting on, and I think that's the right call. I think 4th down and 6, that's tough. You're 4th down and 4, I think you can think about it a little bit more, but I think on 4th down and 6, you got to trust your defense to maybe make a play against this good Greenwood offense. Kane to kick, good snap. A line drive kick. It's going to be caught on the bounce. No, it goes through the legs of Hatcher. Did he touch it? It went through his legs, he said. Ooh. Mason Carroll was right there to pick it up. And I'll tell you what, the reaction from the Greenwood player Hatcher made me think he touched it because he immediately put his hands on his head as if to almost say, oop, are you going to call that? And the officials said no. Mason Carroll was right there on top of it. Obviously, we didn't have the greatest angle on it. Cougar coaching staff not really happy about it, but that's what coaching staffs do. They're not going to get happy about it. But that was almost a play that would have really helped Grayson. 2:22 left to play here in the first quarter. Greenwood going to trot out. Ball placed on their own 18-yard line. It's a pitch down here to the near side, trying to get the edge as long. He cuts back up the field, breaks a tackle. He's up the near sideline to the 35, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds near the 40-yard line on the run. No penalty flags on the run this time. Grayson Chafin's in there on the tackle for Grayson County. And it looks like they're going to officially place the ball up to the 39-yard line. That's a 21-yard run for Telltale Long. And that's what Grayson County needs to try and stop for Greenwood. They like to get their players out into space. 2 wide receivers to the left side. Throwing over the middle, wide open to the far side. It's complete to Johnson at the first down marker. And he carries it into Grayson County territory down to about the 44-yard line. And that's enough to move the chains for Greenwood. Mason Carroll in there on the tackle. Give him about 15 yards on the pass completion. 1:45 left here in the first quarter. 7-0 is the score. First down and 10. Ball placed on the 46-yard line. Hand off to Long, left side, bounces it out here towards the near side. He's across the 40, down across the 35, gets near the 30 on the run. And now this is where Greenwood's starting to get their momentum moving here on the offensive side of the ball. Ball down to the 30-yard line. It's a 16-yard pickup on the run for Long. 7-0, Greenwood on top of Grayson. Huff, the quarterback, will be joined in the backfield by Price. The running back to his right side. 2 wide receivers down here to the near side as well. Telltale Long. They fake the handoff to him. Huff going to roll here to the near side. Hit as he throws, and it is in and out of the hands of Stewart. In pursuit, Braden Mudd for Grayson. Almost got there in time. Mason Carroll on the backside of the defense, a little slow to get up for Grayson. It'll be 2nd down and 10, just about 1 minute left here in quarter number 1 from the Swamp here in Greenwood. Second down and 10. Trips to the near side. 1 wide receiver to the left side. Price remains in the backfield. It's a screen complete to Long, near side. He's across the 30, breaks a tackle, shoots through the hole, down across the 25, inside the 20. Goes Telltale Long down to the 19-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup and a first down for the Gators of Greenwood, and the chains will move. Hunter Felty a little slow to get up for Grayson County after the play. In fact, they have Helty playing out as a corner. Greenwood going with a little bit of hurry-up offense with 30 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Huff fakes the handoff, throws up, far side to Howard. Howard was double covered, and it's incomplete. Howard is listed on the roster, 6'4", 202, and he's every bit of that. Committed to play college football at Western Kentucky University. He is a hoss, I think is the best way to describe it, on both sides of the ball. I'm going to be really interested to see which side he will be playing in Bowling Green whenever he ends up starting to play. I mean, he could be a linebacker. He could probably line up inside on the defense, play tight end. I mean, he's just one of those guys that he could play just about anywhere on the field. I'm sure you could put him in there at kicker, and he'd be able to do it. Just one of those athletes. Two wide receivers to the left. Handoff up the middle, Wong on the run. In the second effort, he somehow got through the line and bounces it down inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 12. And if Greenwood hurries it up, they'll get one more play. If not, it'll be third down and about 4 coming up. And it seems like the Gators are going to be fine to take this one to the quarter break. The end of the first quarter, it is Greenwood 7, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar football on K105.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Welcome back here to Greenwood High School. Well, they caught me back there. I was one quite ready. Just came back there a little bit. Grayson County trails 7-0. Here as we start quarter number 2 here from the Swamp in Greenwood High School. The Gators are going to have it third down and about 4. Will come up from the 12-yard line as they're knocking on the door of potentially adding to their 7-0 lead. Grayson County got the ball. They've had 3 possessions. They've gone 3 and out every single time. They've moved the ball a little bit, but it's been negative plays. Out of the timeout, it's a handoff swallowed up in the backfield. Grayson County pulls it down. Waylon Bruce across the edge. Pulls it in for the Cougars for a big loss. And you're going to be looking at 4th down and about 9 or 10 for Greenwood. Huge play across the edge for Bruce. In fact, it's going to be backed up even further than that. It appears back to about the 19.5-yard line, a loss of 7 yards. Huge play here for this Grayson County defense. 4th down and 11. They're going to keep the offense out on the field. Drew Smothers has not attempted a field goal this season, although he is 2 of 2 on field goals in his career. They'll line up in the shotgun formation. And we got a whistle blown. A timeout is going to be taken by the Gators of Greenwood with 11 minutes and 24 seconds left here in this first half. It is 7-0. Greenwood leads Grayson County. It'll be 4th down and 11 inside the red zone for Grayson County on defense. We'll try to see if we can't find a score update or 2 to bring you from around the region. Owensboro Catholic leads Fort Campbell 26-0. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Logan County is on top 21-0. Not sure who they might be matched up with. They're playing Allen County Scottsville tonight. It is 21-0. As we'll try to see what other scores we can't bring you. I don't think I need to bring that one. Central Hardin Apollo all knotted up at 0 at the end of the first quarter. Maybe a little surprising score going in. That's a 1 versus 4 matchup happening in Cecilia tonight. And North Hardin and Davis County all knotted up at 13 late in the first quarter of that one. We haven't seen a Graves County score come through just quite yet. They're hosting South Warren. Owensboro has already advanced. They defeated Christian County last night rather handily. 54-12, something like that was the final score. So the Red Devils are awaiting next week's opponent no matter what happens. Be 4th and 11. Bowling Green leads Ohio County 21-0. 3:20 left in the first quarter, just a couple of miles down Scottsville Road from where we are. 4th down and 11. Greenwood keeping the offense out on the field. They fake the handoff. Huff, pump fakes, throwing over the middle. Howard goes up and grabs it. Catches it inside the 5-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. Howard at 6'4". He pump faked, gave Howard enough time to get over the middle and pull it down inside the red zone, down to about the 3-yard line. 16 yards on the completion. And that is a tough break for this Grayson County team. Howard now is going to go in the Wildcat formation. And it's going to be a direct run right side. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Greenwood. They lead 13-0 on the 3-yard touchdown run by Lofton Howard. And what looked like Grayson was potentially going to come out with a big stop on defense ends up in 6 points, maybe 7 for the Gators. On to attempt the extra point is Smothers. The holder is the punter Johnson. Good snap, good hold. It's long enough. And he put it through. 14-0, Greenwood leads, 10:48 to play in the second quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you dig.
With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you.
Grayson County trails 14-0 with 10 minutes and 48 seconds left here in the second quarter of play from the Swamp at Greenwood High School after the 3-yard touchdown run by Lofton Howard. Sam Gormley with you on the call. My partner Kaylor Decker out sick tonight. I want to send some good vibes to him, and hopefully he can get well really soon. I know he was dealing with a sore throat, was one of the things he told me, and as a broadcaster, not necessarily the greatest combination. Sore throat and trying to talk for about 3 hours, 3.5, depending on how long this broadcast goes. Smothers to kick for Greenwood from right to left on the radio dial. Mason Carroll and Jaron Van Meter back deep to return as the Cougars trail 14-0 on a picture-perfect evening here at the Swamp, just outside of Bowling Green. Carroll will catch this back at about his own 8-yard line. He goes right up the middle. He crosses the 20. He breaks outside. He breaks a tackle at the 30. He's across the 45. He's to the 50, and he's just tripped up as he nears the 50-yard line. One man to beat and the kicker, and that one man tripped him up to the 44-yard line. You can give Mason Carroll 36 yards in the return. In Grayson County, that's where they're going to get decent field position here to start at the 44-yard line. So close for Grayson, but hey, you just got some momentum if you're Grayson. Snag it. That's the key. So it's at their own 44-yard line. Felty trots out. 10:40 to go here in the first half. In the shotgun formation for Waylon Bruce. Low snap for Felty. Nice block. Throwing over the middle at the first down marker. Jaron Van Meter pulls it in and gets it down to the 45-yard line, 11 yards, and a first down Cougars. Jaron Van Meter pulls it in and pulls down the first down for Grayson County. So it'll be first down and 10. 10 minutes and 26 seconds left here in the second quarter. 14-0, Greenwood on top of Grayson County. They're going to load it up on the left side with trips. Bruce to the right. Felty looks back at the play clock behind him, but they had to turn it off because one of the play clocks has gone dead. Felty steps up in the pocket, and he's slung down in the backfield for a sack. Coming in there to make contact was Jared Brock for Greenwood, and after a positive play for Grayson, they're not going to be going backwards the wrong way, back to the 47-yard line. It's a loss of 7 yards on the sack. 9:45 left here in this first half. Greenwood leads Grayson County 14-0. Second and long. Jaden Kinney trots down here to the near side. They remain with trips to the far side. Second and long for Grayson. Felty on the run. He bounces it at the 50-yard line, and he's dropped as he crosses the 50. He's coming in there to make the tackle low was Trent for Greenwood. And it's crossed to the 49-yard line. Give Felty about 4 yards on the run, and the Cougars are looking at 3rd down and 14. Again, it's been negative plays for Grayson. Pretty much won every drive that has driven them backwards. That has been the difference in this football game because really, I mean, the Cougars haven't played too bad. You're down 14-0. Defense has really held up. I mean, you're looking at 3rd and long here still, and I think you're thinking 4-down territory if you're Grayson County, unless you lose a lot here on this play. I think you're looking at opening up that playbook to find that 6 to 7 yard play. You don't need to get it all here. We have a whistle blown on the far side, and a timeout will be taken by Brian Jones with 8:43 left here in this first half of play. It is 14-0. Grayson County trails Greenwood. 3rd down and 14 will come up after the break. Try to find a score update or two to bring you. LaRue County trails Christian Academy of Louisville 42-6. That score is at the half. Bowling Green on top of Ohio County 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Owensboro Catholic all over Fort Campbell 33-0 late in the first quarter of that game. Logan County on top of Allen County Scottsville 28-0. Lexington Christian leads Edmondson County 36-0 as that score approaches the half. Central Hardin has taken a lead against Apollo 8-0 halfway through the second quarter in that game in Cecilia. And at the end of the first quarter, Davis County and North Hardin all knotted up at 13. Good game going on in the Owensboro area. I see here E-Town leads Mercer County 28-13, closing in the end of the first half of that game. One of the first final scores I've seen come through tonight, Frederick Douglass, who's maybe the favorite in this class, advances with a win against Connor, 50-0. I know they'll look, I believe that they will host potentially Covington Catholic next week in what is maybe the best second-round game in the entire state next week between two of the top teams in 5A. Out of the timeout, 8:43 left here in the first half. Grayson trails 14-0. They'll have it 3rd down and 14 on the Greenwood 49-yard line. They need to get it to the 35. Trips to the left side. Felty looks to pass, steps up in the pocket, breaks away from a tackle, and now he's going to scramble at the 50. He bounces it out here towards the near side. He's across the 45, and he runs out of bounds, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 42-yard line by Trent. Came in there hard. And listen, for Felty, that's not a bad play. You gained 7. As he gets it to the 42-yard line, you've now turned this into 4th down and 7, and I think now you've turned it into where you can go for it if you're Grayson County. Felty made something happen there with his legs, and we've seen that in times this year where he kind of pulls a Houdini move. 4th and 7 for Grayson. As Trent came in hard, Tanner Trent to make the tackle out of bounds. The senior DB in the gun. 3 wide receivers down here to the near side, but Mason Carroll shifts out to the far side. Felty to pass on 4th and 7. He dumps off a screen. It's to Waylon Bruce, and Bruce has nowhere to go. The Gators were ready for that, and that's dropped for a loss of 3 yards and turnover on downs for Grayson. As they tried to set up that screen, which we've seen them use a lot this season, as Bruce came in, 15 catches for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's going to give Greenwood the football back with 8:29 left here in the first half of play, back to the 45-yard line of their own. This defense needs to try and come up with a stop for Grayson. Trips down here to the near side. All alone will go the quarterback Huff. Steps up, throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Thrown in the middle of nowhere. So it fell in between Grayson Chaffins and Hunter Felty on the far side of the field, and if Felty would have turned around, he would have had a penalty flag, and he would have had an interception, but it appears that there's some laundry on the field. I didn't see where exactly the penalty did come in. Looks like it is on the Gators. False start. And it's interesting, false start that they lit the 1st and 15 here for the Gators. In the gun goes Huff, running back to his right. Trips to the right side as well. Ball on the far hash, placed in their own 40-yard line. High snap, handoff, breaking tackles, but getting up to the to the line of scrimmage on the run was Howard. Nothing there really, as they had him in the backfield for a loss of 2, but Howard is such a big player that, I mean, he's just a tank. There's no other way to describe it. He's just a big dude. Braden Mudd brings him down, and that's a size disadvantage. I mean, Braden Mudd listed at 5'8", going up against Lofton Howard, who's 6'4", and made a steal. 2nd and 15, 7:50 left here in the first half of play. Grayson County trails Greenwood 14-0. Slaps the hands, does Huff, rolls here towards the near side, dumps it off, complete to Howard, and he's shoved out of bounds as he crosses about the 44-yard line. Looks like it's where it's going to be. You're still looking at 3rd down and about 11 or 12. So he caught it at the 45, but his progress brought it back. They're going to end up saying he went out of bounds at the 43-yard line. It's only a pickup of 3 yards. I'll tell you what, if you told Brian Jones, hey, you're going to hold Lofton Howard to a 3-yard gain, he'd say, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. 3rd down and 12 for the Gators. They need to get the ball to the Grayson County 45-yard line. In the gun goes Huff, the sophomore quarterback. He'll send Telltale Long in motion. Rolling out to the far side goes Huff. He dumps it off to Long, over his head, incomplete. And the Gators are going to be forced to punt, presumably. And there comes the punt team trotting out. And the punter again is Jackson Freeland. The last punt he had, he somehow got it off because it was a punt or a snap way over his head. He had to pretty much Odell Beckham it, reaching up high with the right hand to bring it down to try and get something off on it. Jaron Van Meter stands back at about his own 24-yard line. Freeland the punter. This time it's a good snap. Freeland gets it away. It's a high end-over-end kick. Van Meter is going to go in and catch it at about the 31-yard line. And let's see where they'll officially give him the possession. Looks like they're going to say the 32-yard line on the play. You can give him a punt of about 25 yards. 7:26 left here in the first half. Grayson County on trailing Greenwood 14-0. See, the offense had a couple positive plays. See what you can do here. Maybe you can turn these positive plays into getting something and turning into a drive here. Grayson County hasn't scored. You have to go all the way back to that Ohio County game a couple of weeks ago. And in their longest stretch without points since 2011. Van Meter joins Felty in the backfield. Waylon Bruce as an extra blocker on that line. Shifts from the near side to the far side. Cougars working from left to right. Now Bruce back here towards the near side. Greenwood showing blitz. Felty tried to pitch to the near side. He makes 3 men miss, and finally the 4th or 5th one comes in there to bring him down. As in there, first man to make contact was Rumsey Massey for Greenwood, and he's dropped back for a loss of 3 yards. I mean, the fact that Felty, including one of the men that he made miss, was Lofton Howard. I mean, he pulled a rabbit out of his hat to only lose 3 yards. So he tried to fake the pitch to the near side to Van Meter, but Greenwood wasn't fooled at all. Felty in the gun. Van Meter to the right. Mason Carroll shifts down here into the motion. Down here to the near side. All alone on the far side is Grayson Chaffins. It's a sweep run left side for Van Meter. He hits the hole, runs up forward, crosses the 30-yard line, and gets up near what was the original line of scrimmage. You're going to be looking at 3rd down and 10 for Grayson. Ball gets to just about the 30.5-yard line. Be interesting to see what Brian Jones draws up here. The screen did not work last time. This has been a situation we've seen screens all year. Does he draw the screen or what? Or does he try and go up the seams, see what he can't do? He's got Grayson Chaffins down here to the near side. Van Meter is in the slot. Jaden Kinney off to the far side. Mason Carroll shifting in motion to go trips down here to the near side. Felty steps up in the pocket, rolls, and he's hit in the backfield and sacked back at the 29-yard line. And Felty is slow to get up after the play. And he is down, and he is going to get himself up, and he's going to run off on his own power, but he was slow to get off on the play, and he's immediately winding his right shoulder. Hopefully he's okay. The backup quarterback for Grayson is Ethan Mudd. Should the Cougars need to go there. It's a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. Jackson Kane to punt. See if the senior can get away a good one. Good snap. Kane gets it away, and it's a good punt. It's going to be caught back at the 35-yard line by Greenwood, breaking one tackle across the far side, but nice coverage for Grayson. Punt of about 36 yards for Jackson Kane. And Greenwood trotting back out onto the field. Matthew Phillips in there on the tackle for Grayson. 5:13 left here in the second quarter. Greenwood will have it on their own 43-yard line. See here, Butler County leads Murray 7-6 late in the first quarter of action from that game. Be 1st and 10. In the gun goes Huff. And we're going to have a whistle blown. I think we might have some motion there on that far side of the field called against Greenwood, and that's going to move them back. 1st down and 15 will come up. 5:12 left here in the first half. 14-0 Grayson County trails Greenwood here from the Swamp and Bowling Green. I want to invite you, though, to remember to stay tuned at halftime tonight. We have a very special edition of Cougar Conversation. We're going to introduce you to 2 people that you may have heard their names, but they're not athletes on the field. They're athletes on our K105 crew. It's a different kind of athlete. It means having to deal with me. It's easier said than done. Handoff sweep, near side Greenwood. Bouncing it out is Stewart. He breaks the hole at the 50. He's across the 40, inside the 30. One man to beat inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, and he's down at about the 1 or 2 yard line on the run. Elmo Stewart, big gain. As he carries it down to the 2 yard line. It's about 56 yards on the run for Greenwood. 1st down and goal for the Gators. Going to go back here in this Wildcat formation with Lofton Howard in the backfield. Direct run right side. He jumps over the line. Is he in or is he short? He's in. Touchdown Greenwood. 2-yard touchdown run by Lofton Howard. And the Gators lead 20-0. Smothers to attempt the extra point. Try and make it 21-0 Greenwood. The right-footed kicker. Good snap, good hold. Kick is long enough. And he put it through. 21-0 Greenwood leads 4:39 to play here in the first half. It's Cougar football on K105.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County trails Greenwood 21-0, 4:39 left here in the first half of play. It'll be Smothers to kick deep from right to left. Mason Carroll and Jaron Van Meter back deep to return for the Cougars of Grayson. And it's a short pooch kick over to the far side of the field, and a fair catch is going to be caught back on that far side by Grayson Chaffetz. He called a fair catch, and they're going to swing him down. He called for a fair catch. It was pretty obvious that he swung that right hand in the air, and he kind of was holding it and was like, wait a second, they're still coming at me, and he started to run the ball, but should have been a fair catch call. Let's see if they're going to grant it or not. It's hard to tell, as he really didn't end up losing any yardage. Grayson's going to get it at about the 29-yard line of their own. William Howard in the ear of one of the officials, head coach of Greenwood. 4:34 left here in the first half of play. Grayson will have it on their own 28-yard line. And the gun goes Felty. Van Meter off to the left side. A wide receiver goes on each side. You've got a pair of blockers in the backfield as well. Design run left side, Felty. And actually Van Meter ends up keeping it and carries it right up the middle as he crosses the 30-yard line to see a handoff at the last second. And he carries that up across the near side, picking up about 2 or 3 on the run for Van Meter. Looks like a pickup of about 3 yards, getting it up to the 32-yard line. This Grayson County offense has struggled recently just to punch the ball in the end zone. And right now, I think a touchdown before the half would be huge for the confidence of this team moving forward here into this second half of play. In the gun, Felty with Van Meter to his right. Greenwood showing blitz, direct run, left side for Van Meter. We have a penalty flag on the play. Van Meter carries it up to about the 35-yard line, but I believe this one's coming back. I think it's an illegal procedure called against Grayson. And William Howard will have to decide between 3rd and 6 or 2nd and 12. And he's going to choose 2nd and 12 for Grayson. Move the ball back to the 27-yard line of Grayson County. (21-0), Cougars trail the Gators. 3.5 minutes left here in the first half and counting. As Van Meter is in the game in the backfield, Felty still lines up in the backfield as well. Low snap directly to Van Meter, and he's swallowed up in the backfield for a big loss on the play. And there was nothing that Grayson County could do there. Right when Van Meter got the ball, he was immediately hit and dropped backwards. And it's a loss of about, looks like about 3 or 4 yards back to about the 23-yard line. Ray Price in there on the tackle for the Gators. Now this is where Grayson is going to try and burn some clock to make sure Greenwood hopefully doesn't touch the football again in this, or gets the least amount of time as they potentially can. .218 and counting. It is a run right side. And there was nothing there as that was Van Meter. Felty was not in the game on that play as Tegan Piggott joined in the backfield, and Greenwood is going to take a timeout with 2:03 left to play here in the first half. In fact, as I look, Hunter Felty not in the game right now. He's on the sideline walking with a wrap on his right shoulder. As when he came off on that last side, he was winding his right arm, and that's where Brian Jones now is going to have to go deep into the bag of tricks to try and find something to work against a Greenwood team that's been able to do whatever you want, but it's really tough when you got your backup in the game. I mean, and I'm not even sure that they're going to trot out Ethan Mudd, the true freshman starting quarterback. Obviously, Grayson's backup quarterback, Colby Chafin's out for the season with the knee injury that I know he just had surgery on yesterday. Hopefully, I mean, he is the presumptive starter going into next year if he can recover fully from that knee injury, which I know his dad made a post on social media saying that the doctors here in Bowling Green said that they have full faith in that he will be able to recover fully and get back into football shape. And I know I can't wait to see Colby back out on the field, both on defense and on offense, because he's a heck of an athlete. 4th down and long for Grayson. Jackson Kane back to punt. Gets it away. It's a booming line drive kick. Caught back at the 42-yard line for Greenwood. They got a block, and that's going to be an illegal block in the back. That's not called. Down here to the near side. One man to beat. Breaks back towards the middle and brought down from behind. And there's a missed call back there, as it should have been an illegal block in the back. All the way back at about the 42-yard line, but on the return, it was Andrew Hatcher as he carries it all the way down to about the 19-yard line. So Greenwood's going to get the football here with 1:53 left to go here in the second quarter. Placed in the Grayson County 23-yard line. 1st down and 10. They lead 21-0. To pass, Huff throws up over far side of the field, wide open. Stewart pulls it in, touchdown Greenwood. Elmo Stewart pulls in the 23-yard touchdown for his first touchdown of the game, and Greenwood now leads 27-0 with 1 minute and 47 seconds to play. Smothers to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. It's long enough. And he splits the uprights. 1:47 left here in the first half. It is Greenwood 28, Grayson County 0. So we'll try to find you a couple of score updates if we can as we look around the region. Obviously, this is the first weekend of the football playoffs. And some scores that I see here. Henderson County on top of Barron County, 41-0. That score is at the half. Central Hardin leads Apollo 11-0. That score is at the half as well. Try to see what other scores I might be able to find you. Davis County on top of North Hardin 27-13 late in the second quarter. And some of the other ones that I still haven't seen a Graves County South Warren update. So we'll try to see if we can't find one as I search for it. Right, in fact, I see it coming through right now. South Warren leads 22-0 at the half. Right at the last second, our good friend Kyle Howard sends it out there. The color analyst for the Greenwood football team, or for the Graves County football team. Back deep to kick is Smothers. And we're going to have, I think, a fair catch called by Grace, or maybe not, as it's a return by Mason Carroll, and he's wrapped up. And he gets it up to about the 24-yard line. Greenwood, on their last 2 drives, has had the ball only 3 plays and scored 2 touchdowns. .140 left here in the first half. This ball on the, looks like at about the 24-yard line. Appears where they're going to give it for Grayson. Grayson County comes back out here on offense. As again, Hunter Felty not in the game, leaving with an injury for Grayson County. It's a direct run over to the far side to, it's a direct snap to Van Meter, who's into the game as like a Wildcat quarterback, and they pitch it out to the far side to Bruce. And this is just a terrible situation for Grayson County to lose your starting quarterback on the road in the first round of the playoffs where you were already an underdog. That's just an impossible situation as Bruce on the run is dropped for a loss of 3 yards back to the 21-yard line. And the Cougars appear well okay to just take this game into the half and see what Hunter Felty's status is potentially in the second half of play. Van Meter is in as a Wildcat quarterback. He'll hand it off. Bruce, left side run, not much there. Picks up about 2 yards, gets it to the 23-yard line. Grayson County will not have to snap it again if they don't want to. There should be just about a 2-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. A 3rd down and 10, and I don't believe the Cougars will have to snap it. They've turned off the play clock, so I don't know the official clock, but it seems that Grayson's going to be more than fine with taking this one into the half. And they will not have to snap it again. That's going to bring us to the end of the first half of play. It is Greenwood 28, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County, to Greenwood High School, where Grayson County trails the Greenwood Gators 28-0 at the half. Pretty much not what you wanted from Grayson County in the first half of play. Hunter Felty left the game, started quarterback for the Cougars with an injury about halfway through that second quarter. Cougars were starting to find some things that were working on the offensive side of the ball. Pass game was working a little bit, but now, I mean, it's tough for this Grayson County team because you're turning into Wildcat formation. Jaron Van Meter and Waylon Bruce were back there. It is pretty much the last thing that Brian Jones wanted. And Ethan Mudd is your backup quarterback. He's a freshman. He's thrown one pass in his career. And you throw him in the first round of the Class 5A playoffs, that's kind of a tough situation to be in if you're head coach Brian Jones. Jones, after the half was over, he talked with his offensive line. He kind of pulled them aside and let the team run off the field, and he talked with his offensive line and kind of had a just one-on-one conversation with them. Not sure what that might have been, but Felty, I can look over. It appears that is talking with the training staff for Grayson County on the far side of the field and probably trying to see if he has anything that he might be able to give to this Grayson County team. And it's tough. He's put his body on the line a lot this year. He's left with hand injuries. He's been beaten and bruised and everything, and it's tough to see. Good kid, good athlete. He's an undersized quarterback, and he leaves it out there all on the field. I still think maybe my favorite play of the entire season, I think it was a 2-point conversion against McLean County, where he looked like he was going to be stopped for a 5-yard loss, and he just took it upfield in the extra burst, and he dove as if he was 7'9" across and picked up the 2-point conversion that ended up sending that game into overtime. It was a huge moment in that game, and that will be the play when I think of Hunter Felty that will always come to mind about him, and it showed his heart. Grayson County trails 28-0 at the half. Coming up next, a very special segment is our Cougar Conversations. We've enjoyed doing it all year. As we've talked football, basketball, soccer, golf. I'm missing ones. Cross country. We've talked pretty much to all of the sports. But we wanted for this last one to use this to introduce some to people that you might know. And if anything, it's those that put on, if you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, it's those that put on this broadcast. I obviously can't do it all myself. If Kaylor was here, we couldn't do it all myself. Chase Blaine, our director tonight, he's not in this video, but he's been in. You've seen him before in different things. But instead, we're introducing you and maybe starting a new tradition to our senior members of the K105 Digital Productions crew. So coming up next, we're going to introduce you to Alex Cook and Cole Snyder. So that comes up next here on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Oh, stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
Oh.
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Welcome back to the halftime show here on K105. Sam Gormley with you for another edition of our Cougar Conversations. Today, we're in a different spot. We're not on the field. We're not in the gym. We're in the K105 studio. We want to introduce you and take you behind the scenes and introduce you to two of our K105 Digital Productions crew members, and it's two of our seniors. We're going to let you know a little bit more about each one of them. I have Cole Snyder to my left and Alex Cook to my right. And for the both of you, I'm going to ask you all a question here that I know Judge Executive Kevin Henderson, whenever he meets somebody new, I've heard him ask this question. I know he's not the only one, but it's a good way for those that are listening with us tonight to get to know you. First question is simple, and Cole, I made eye contact with you first, so you're going first. Who's your family?
I mean, my mom's Amy Snyder, my dad's Wendell Snyder, my sister's Kinsey Cummings. She works at Wilkie. Mom and dad, big Grayson County people. Mom's been here her whole life. Dad here from Louisville, but he's here now.
We don't hold that against him.
No.
Alex, who's your family?
My dad is Dennis Cook. He sometimes comes on here Tuesday mornings. My mom is Sarah Cook, and she owns the Cook Ranch Shaved Ice.
You have siblings, don't you?
Yeah, I have little brother. His name's Trey, and I have an older sister who's going to Sullivan University. Her name is Gracie Cook.
Now, Alex, you're going to go first this time. When you're not working, how do you spend your free time?
Mostly gaming or gaming.
I mean, that's fine. Cole?
I'm just spending that time with football team, watching football. Pretty much football related, basketball stuff. I'm a sports guy, so that's kind of what I'm doing.
Cole, you've been working with us for about a year. Alex, you've been working with us for about a year and a half. What has that experience been like, Cole?
It's been awesome. I love sports, so it's been great to go and get to work these games, and we get to travel quite a bit with basketball games. Pretty much, I don't want to say every night, but it's multiple nights a week that we're doing a game, and it's fun to go and experience other teams or like arenas and getting to see all these guys play, and you get to do some fun stuff too. Good perks and stuff too. Get some free Holiday World tickets once or twice. I like it.
We set it up for you. Alex, you get to do, I know, some different events as well in addition to what Cole does. What have you enjoyed about it?
Well, I personally like the experience because going into it, I knew nothing about any sport. So it was kind of like a blank canvas, and doing stuff with K105 has kind of broadened my perspective of what sports are like, how sports are played, and just getting a certain feel for videography, what you want to see, what people want to see, and it's just a big eye-opening experience.
Now, both of you all are seniors and are going to be heading to college next time. Cole, I think you might be sharing it a little bit for those that are watching with us on where you might be going. Alex, I know you're still finalizing some plans, but you have a good idea of where you want to go. I don't want this to turn into a college announcement for you all, but regardless of where you want to go, what do you want to do? What do you want that experience to be like, Alex?
When I go to college, I hopefully want to be in the videography or radio sort of field while I'm there. I want to see a few of the games, and I just want to kind of grow as a person and become more responsible with myself.
Cole?
I'm going to WKU. I'm going to try to get into sports administration. I would love to get into athletic coaching, would love to coach, absolutely love football. I'm trying to get on as a manager for the team, equipment manager. Had an interview with him last night, actually, and really wanting to get into all that, maybe even get into coaching someday. And that's one of the perks of this job. It's got me even more into sports than I already was, and it's made me realize it's something I want to do as a career.
Because of them both being seniors, we're kind of using this video, too, as a pitch to you watching with us now. Maybe you're a parent, or maybe you are a current Grayson County High School student that hears this and says, hey, that might be kind of fun. If you're interested in joining our crew, we do need extra members coming up, especially for basketball season, because as Cole mentioned just a few minutes ago, it gets a little busy. I know that we were looking at our schedule, at least I was earlier in the week, and we've got some weeks where it might even be every single day. So we want you to join. If this feels like something that you might be interested in helping us out and working with both of them, or if you want to hear this and don't want to work with either one of them, I can make that happen as well. Just send us an email, sam@k105.com, and we'll be able to set you up, hopefully, with joining the K105 Digital Productions crew. And you don't necessarily have to be a fan of sports. You can be open to anything because we do more. Alex, as we mentioned, I don't think could tell you the difference between a football and a basketball before he started. Right, Alex?
They're round.
Well, yeah, close enough. Close enough. He got to it. Alrighty, so I know that both of you have watched these, and I'm sure that you all want to still participate in a speed round.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll start, and I'm going to kind of go back and forth, but again, the goal of this is we're going to go really quick. And I'm going to start it off with you, Cole. Favorite sport to broadcast?
Football. Easy.
Volleyball.
Volleyball is Alex's choice. Alex, favorite class?
Art.
Cole.
Business and marketing.
Alex, specifically for you, Cole, you don't really get to answer this one. Favorite concession meal?
Oh, gotta be cheeseburger.
Okay, Cole, I'll give you the chance.
Nachos.
Nachos, okay. For those that aren't aware, Alex is a concession stand connoisseur. Cole, what app do you use on your phone the most?
Twitter.
Alex?
Either YouTube or the dictionary.
The dictionary? Okay. Are you just trying to sound smart?
No, I just don't know much words.
Okay. Cole, what emoji do you use the most?
Like the one that he's laughing and he's crying. I love that one.
Alex?
I use the one that's like smirking.
Okay. Alex, if you could have any superpower?
Super speed.
Cole?
Invisibility.
Okay. Alex, does pineapple go on pizza?
No.
Cole? Thank you. You are both right. That's why they're a member of the crew. Not necessarily a deal breaker, but it might have to come up in an interview question. Like if you could have dinner with any person in history, Cole, who would you pick?
Abraham Lincoln.
Alex. Dennis Cook, obviously, right?
No, it's got to be the Quaker Oats guy.
Okay. Cole, does a straw have one hole or two?
One.
Alex?
Two.
Ooh, we might have a little. Okay, we're going to have to finish this argument later. Cole, in the world, are there more wheels or doors?
Wheels.
Alex?
I got to say wheels.
That is Cole Snyder and Alex Cook. Again, if you want to join the K105 Digital Productions crew and hang out with both of them, send me an email, sam@k105.com. The basketball season starts here at the end of November. We're looking for members to help us get through that busy part of the season. Baseball, softball right around the corner as well. We'll take a break and have more on the halftime show coming up. For another edition of Cougar Conversation, Cole Snyder, Alex Cook, I'm Sam Gormley. We'll be right back.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I wondered if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids.
You're smart. Buy smart.
With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
105.
Welcome back here to the Swamp. Grayson County trails 28-0 at the half against Greenwood. Run down the scoring summary from this game. Greenwood scored on their first play from scrimmage, a 33-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Huff to Telltale Long to jump out 7-0. Kind of went back and forth. But early in the second quarter, after leading 7-0, Greenwood, 3-yard touchdown run by Lofton Howard. That put him up 14-0. Howard would add a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 21-0. And then late in our second quarter, a pass from Huff to Stewart, 23 yards out, made it 28-0 Greenwood. The story for Grayson County in the first half of play, Hunter Felty, Cougar starting quarterback, left with an injury. Doesn't appear that he will return to this game. In fact, I think I look over and that's him walking on the sideline without his jersey on. During the half break, they were warming up backup quarterback, true freshman Ethan Mudd. Mudd has thrown one pass in his career for Grayson County and has only he's rushed the ball one time as well for 0 yards. That came against Breckenridge County, and it appears that the Cougars are going to go to the true freshman coming back in this game in the starting quarterback. As I'm not sure, maybe they'll stick with doing the Van Meter Bruce. We're not sure, but we'll find out here. Again, your score at the half, 28-0. Greenwood leads Grayson. This is Cougar football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters,
if having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff!
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
Oh! I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it all.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff!
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
Oh! I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it all.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County trails Greenwood 28-0 as we start half number 2 here from the Swamp at Greenwood High School. Sam Gormley with you here tonight. My partner, Kaylor Decker, battling a little bit of an illness, so he's stayed home. I'm sure he's locked in and watching, though, here from his house in Litchfield, hopefully cheering on the Cougars to see if they can't see, just you're trying to make this game feel better right now. As the first half just joined us, Hunter Felty, the Cougars starting quarterback, left with an injury in the second quarter, and the Cougars had to go kind of a wildcat formation. During the break, they were warming up. Backup quarterback Ethan Mudd, who's the true freshman who potentially could come out there and see what they might be able to do with a true freshman. Grayson County, though, will kick to Greenwood to start, and we'll make the prediction here. I know Brian Jones. I know Jackson Kane. I think you're seeing an onside kick here. Let's see. I already had a prediction earlier in the game that came true that I completely planned out. And it is an onside kick. It takes a big bounce, and I think we're going to have a false start called against Grayson County. Or a false start offsides, depending on how you want to call it. And now I think Greenwood's going to be expecting it. So look at that. I'm 2 for 2 on my predictions in this game. So Grayson will push this ball 5 yards back, and they'll have to kick it again to Greenwood. And again, I'm sure, you know what, if you're Brian Jones, why not? Try it again. Let's see what Jackson Kane will do. Kane has had multiple onside kicks recovered in his career. I think back to the game last year against Muhlenberg County where he had, I think, 3 or 4 in one game. That was the turf of Muhlenberg that he used to his advantage. Let's see what he'll do. Taking a long time to put it on the tee. I like it. He's making sure that ball feels nice and snug in there. So he took about 10 seconds. Here he goes again. It's another onside kick attempt, and it is ball loose, and did Grayson come on up with it? On the far side of the field, it was a scrum for it, and we haven't seen an official signal, but it looks like Grayson County did get it. Mason Carroll comes down, and the Cougars recover the onside kick. It went right through the arms of a Greenwood player, and Grayson's going to get the football here to start in the third quarter of action. They'll have it at midfield. I like the call from Brian Jones. What do you have to lose? You've got absolutely nothing to lose. Try the onside kick. And it will be the true freshman Ethan Mudd into the game at starting quarterback. Number 7, the true freshman. He's only taken a couple of snaps. He is 1 of 1 passing in his career. And he's going to go under center, Jaron Van Meter. The true freshman, under center. What a place to put him in. And it's a pitch to Van Meter. He's across the near side, working from left to right. And a hit comes in on Van Meter. And I'll tell you what, Elmo Stewart is lucky he didn't land that hit on Van Meter, because if he did, I think you'd be looking at a personal foul, because he came in as a headhunter across the line and he ended up missing Van Meter, and it's going to be dropped back for a loss of about 2 yards back to the 48-yard line. He came in hard there, did Stewart, but wrapped up on the play by Hatcher was Van Meter. 2nd down and 12. Ethan Mudd again into the game at starting quarterback in place of the injured Hunter Felty, who left in the second quarter. Now it's going to be Van Meter in the Mudd is under center. Van Meter is the running back. Trips to the left side. One wide receiver here to the near side. It'll be Mason Carroll. No, it's a direct snap to Van Meter. It's a handoff on the sweep to Carroll. He dives up to the 50-yard line. Gets up near that original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Grayson County. Third and 10. Jackson Kane trots off the field. Let's see if they'll trust the true freshman Mudd to drop back and let one fly for this Grayson County team. What do you have to lose if you're Grayson? See what the kid can do. They're going to send Mudd out wide. Now he's going to bounce here towards the near side. We're going to go Wildcat formation as Mudd is going to act as a wide receiver in the slot. So it's Van Meter all alone in the gun. Van Meter has attempted 1 pass in the season. It was intercepted. He's going to throw his second. It's complete. Up the far side, we're going to have a penalty flag thrown. I think it's going to be illegal. The ball comes out at the end, up the far side of the field. It's going to be an illegal formation, I think, called against Grayson. The ball came out at the end. Greenwood had it, took it up the far side of the field, and I don't think it's going to matter because I think Greenwood's going to get it because of a fumble. Because it was complete to Mason Carroll. We'll see what the penalty flag is, and I think it is on Grayson. We haven't seen an official signal. An eligible receiver called against Grayson. That was a really, really early call on an ineligible receiver thrown by the official on the near side. But regardless, it's a fumble for Grayson after Van Meter had his first completion of the season. And Greenwood's going to get the ball here at the 45-yard line with 10:04 to go here in. As there's a run right side, breaking through up the far side of the field, being brought down at the 20-yard line. On the run right side. And slow to get up after the play for Grayson was Braden Mudd. Mason Carroll in there on the tackle. Officially, that ball is taken down to, looks like at about the 17-yard line. First down and 10, Greenwood. 9:40 left here in the third quarter. Huff in the gun. Price to his left. High snap. Huff corrals it. Throws up far sideline, and it is caught. Incomplete. Led him too far out of bounds as he was looking to Lofton Howard on the far side. Really good defense by Mason Carroll. It's the thing, when you're a corner, the defender on the field that is undefeated, as LeVar Ball would say, never lost, is the sideline. Use that to your advantage. That's exactly what Mason Carroll did. He just pretty much put his hands up and he said, Lofton Howard, why don't you just go out of bounds? And that's exactly what he did. I mean, couldn't play it much better. Huffing the gun. Handoff on the sweep near side. Bouncing it out inside the 10, inside the 5, and inside the end zone. Touchdown Greenwood. Telltale long on the 17-yard touchdown run, and Greenwood leads 34-0. They'll be able to go to a running clock if they take the 2-point conversion, and it appears that that's exactly what they're going to attempt to do. This year, 8 of 9 on 2-point conversions. Lofton Howard leads the team with a pair of them. And it appears that it will be back into this Wildcat formation with Howard as the direct snap up right side. He's got it first down into the end zone. It's 36-0, 9:20 to go. We'll have a running clock the rest of this football game. It's Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Grayson County trails 36-0, 9:20 to go. We'll be in a running clock situation for the remainder of this football game here from Greenwood High School. It's a short pooch kick far side caught by Grayson County, and a big hit late on that far side of the field. Able to hold down on it for Grayson. I think that might have been, I'm not sure who it was that ended up getting that kick. Grayson's going to drop back out on offense. 9 minutes to go. And here, this is just one of these things where Cougars are just going to try and find some momentum on offense here. You just want a touchdown. High-scoring game. Meade County defeats McCracken County 41-34. Final score happening in Brandenburg tonight. Green Wave, we're hosting a playoff game against McCracken. B. Van Meter in the gun, trips down here to the near side. He pump fakes, and now he's looking to scramble far side, and there was not much there. It's interesting, Greenwood still has most of their starters in the game. You're up 36-0 in the third quarter. I'm interested to see when head coach William Howard will listen, you're barring the most miraculous comeback in the history of the state playoffs, you're advancing to play Greenwood next week, and it is interesting to see, how much do you leave your starters in this game? You're playing Owensboro next week. Barring, again, Cougars are down 20 minutes and counting to go. That clock will continue to roll. It doesn't matter if Grayson County scores here and gets it within 36. It's a running clock no matter what. Grayson County could make it a tie football game, and it would be a running clock. That's the rule. That would be an interesting way to do a game. If it'd be tied at 36 and a running clock for the remainder of the game, that would make things very interesting. Let's hope it happens. 2nd and 12. Grayson obviously in no rush they're just slowing down on offense with the backup quarterback in the game, Ethan Mudd. If you just joined us, Hunter Felty left with an injury. They're going to keep Mudd in the slot. And it's Van Meter, direct run, left side, nothing there, and he's dropped for a loss on the play. Dropped for a loss of 2, back to the 30-yard line. 7 minutes to go. Greenwood here in this third quarter. Greenwood leads 36-0. Lofton Howard now comes out of the game for Greenwood, and here comes some of the starters out. I was wondering when it was going to happen as they bring out Long, Price. It makes sense. At this point, your varsity is nothing more to prove. Especially when Grayson County is running really a backup offense as well without their starting quarterback. Van Meter in the gun. 5 wide for the junior athlete, and we're going to have a whistle blown and a timeout on the field taken by Brian Jones. 6:26 to go. 36-0 Greenwood leads Cougar football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
If you guys want any. OMG, it's McGruff!
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it out.
You are smart, kids.
You're smart. Buy smart.
Grayson County trails 36-0, 6:26 to go. It'll be third down and long for the Cougars out of the timeout. Here in this third quarter of action, Jaron Van Meter into the game for the injured Hunter Felty. He will pass. Throwing the lefty. Throws over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Waylon Bruce. It was just thrown a little bit wide to the left. And let's see what Brian Jones will do. And it looks like he will punt. Van Meter, the lefty, which changes things as well. A left-handed thrower. He's a man after my own heart as a lefty as well. That's why Jaron Van Meter and I have a connection. I don't think he knows that, but we're both left-handed. And, I mean, lefties, I can go over all the stats about left-handed. There's only about 10% of us, but I think it's proven that we're more intelligent. And I even read once that apparently left-handed people can see underwater better. Jackson Kane lets the punt go away. It's a line drive kick. Bounces over to the far side of the field. It's a good punt by Kane. Bounces out of bounds inside the 30-yard line down to about the 26 for Jackson Kane. As looks like that ball's about a 42-yard punt there for Jackson Kane. And Greenwood presumably will go to the backup offense. 5:38 to go. This ball's going to be placed at looks like about the 26-yard line of Greenwood. New quarterback into the game for Greenwood is Caden Schwarzkopf. There's a handoff left side on the run. And it looks like a loss of 2 yards there as Schwarzkopf took that up across the left side. And he is dropped for a loss on the play of 1 yard back to the 25-yard line. 36-0, Greenwood on top of Grayson. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. See here, Warren East leads 46-0, 5:14 to go against Hopkins County Central. So your quarterback right now is Ethan Griffs, the sophomore. Number 15 is into the game. Handoff Schwarzkopf. Right up the middle, he makes a cut, runs right into the arms of Jaron Van Meter on the cut. Gets it up to the 26-yard line. And you're looking at about third down and 10 for the Gators. Cougars appear to fall to 4-7 on this season. I think there's a lot to like about next year's team, though. I mean, you're losing some really impressive players. I mean, Jackson Kane, you're losing Will Scott on both of those lines. Hunter Felty, obviously, your starting quarterback. That's a tough thing to replace. Michael Sturdivant on the line. Waylon Bruce, who has been incredibly impressive this year as both a fullback and a linebacker. You're losing some important pieces. High snap. Misdirection handoff across the far side. Cougars aren't fooled at all. They ended up giving it on the reverse on the play, as it was given to Nathan Self, the freshman, on a sweep to the reverse side, and the Greenwood Gators are going to be forced to punt away after another loss on it. I'm sure that's got to make you feel good if you're Brian Jones, that you weren't fooled really on that reverse. Van Meter stands back at about his own 45-yard line to punt for Greenwood. Good snap. Van Meter will catch it about the 48-yard line, runs into one of his own men, spins at the 45, and about a 3-yard return. He ran into one of his blockers, and Grayson County, though, going to have the ball in positive territory. At the Greenwood 45-yard line with just about 3 minutes to go. Felty left the game with the injury. We've seen Van Meter primarily playing quarterback. And it appears that he's going to remain into the game. Nope, actually it's going to be Mudd under center. The freshman Ethan Mudd lines up under center. Waylon Bruce, the fullback. Jaron Van Meter is the deep back. Mason Carroll moves in motion from the near side to the far side. Handoff, Van Meter, and he's swallowed up across the left side of the line. In there on the tackle was Edmonds, but there's a penalty flag on the play. We'll see what this called, and looks like it's on the Cougars. It is called against Grayson County. Let's see what the call is. Chop block called against Grayson County. That's going to move him back 15 yards. I didn't see it. Move back to the 40-yard line of Grayson now, and Cougars going in the wrong direction to start this drive as it'll bring up first down and 20. Or rather, first down in 15. Or 25. I was going to try. Third time's the charm. Under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Pitch, Van Meter, far side, and he runs into a man and is immediately dropped. Second effort might end up giving him 1 yard up across that far side to about the 41-yard line. It'll be second down and 24 now for Grayson. About a minute 20 left here in the third quarter. Grayson County trails 36-0 against Greenwood Gators tonight. Grayson Chaffins comes here towards the near side. Ethan Mudd is going to be the quarterback, now under center. On second and long, Greenwood showing pressure. Mudd tries to escape it, and he's sandwiched in the backfield by a pair of Greenwood defenders. Contact made by Caleb Williams on one side. I believe Elijah Goad on the other side, and the Cougars are dropped back to the 34-yard line. That's a loss of 7 yards. And you're looking here at third down and really long, maybe about 31 for Grayson. They will have to snap it. Be third down and very long for Grayson. In the gun goes Van Meter. Carroll shifts. They're going to give it to him on the sweep left side. Blockers out there. He breaks away from one man. He's across the 45. Runs out of bounds up near the 46-yard line. The Cougars, though, well short of the first down marker. The fourth down decision will come up next. It's the end of the third quarter. It's 36-0 Greenwood. This is Cougar football on K105.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Start of the fourth quarter of action here from Greenwood High School, and it is Greenwood on top of Grayson 36-0. Sam Gormley with you here tonight. Grayson will have it 4th down and 19 out of the break. Be interesting to see. I presume if you're Brian Jones, you just punt away. You're 4th and really long. And, well, I don't see Jackson Kane out there. Maybe he's going to go for it. I mean, at the same time, what do you got to lose? You're down 36-0. What do you got to lose? And it does appear the Cougars can keep the offense out on the field. You know what? I'm not against that either. It teaches your kids, for one, you're never going to give up. You're never going to give up until there's triple zeros on the clock. Van Meter in the gun. Trips down here to the near side. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Mudd shifts in motion to the far side of the field. Van Meter, the left-handed quarterback, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, caught! Past the first down marker, sprinting up the far side of the field, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Jaron Van Meter gets it down to the 9-yard line for Grayson. Waylon Bruce caught it over the middle, took it up the field. What a pass from Van Meter to find the soft spot in the zone, and Bruce is slow to get up after the play, down to the 10-yard line. That is a Grayson County first down, a pickup of 43 yards, and that is the longest pass play of the season for Grayson County and the second longest play of the season of anything. Bruce slow to get up the field. Van Meter finds Waylon Bruce. And you know what? If you're Grayson, I love it. 4th down and 19. Jones keeps the offense out onto the field, and they make him look like a genius. I love it. Bruce still down after the play. Looks like he's cramping. The way that trainer Scott Ballman is stretching him out. Shout out to Scott. Give him the shout out tonight. Haven't given him one in a couple of weeks. He had been out there, which is a good thing. You don't ever want to see trainer Scott out there. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd prefer to sit on his little stool that he brings. Bruce still down after the play, cramping. With 11:37 left here. See if we can't find a score update or two to bring you. Logan County leads Allen County Scottsville 35-14, 4:23 to go in the third quarter of that one. Bowling Green on top of Ohio County 49-0 in the fourth quarter. Central Hardin 19-6 against Apollo in the third quarter. South Warren leads Graves County 29-0 at the end of the third quarter. So it appears that it'll be Greenwood at Owensboro, and then you'll have South Warren at Bowling Green, which, sign me up for that. See, Davis County leads North Hardin 27-20 in the third quarter. Halftime, Madisonville North Hopkins leads Warren Central 25-12. Tell you what, for Warren Central, that program's had one heck of a season. After not winning a game since 2015, I think they have 4 or 5 wins on the year already. You got to be really, really happy if you're a Dragons fan. First down and 10 for Grayson. Jaron Van Meter in the shotgun formation. It is going to be a jet sweep run. Spinning upfield is Mason Carroll. He spins at the 10, and he's swallowed up by a host of Gator defenders. And looks like he's maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And you got a Gator or two slow to get up after the play. Nope, they were just having to unpile that, and looks like we're going to say no gain to the 10-yard line. Be second down and goal for Grayson, obviously 4-down territory for the Cougars, because you know what? What do you got to lose? You got nothing to lose here. Try to end that streak that I mentioned. Cougars haven't been shut out in 3 straight games since 1996. Let's try and end that right now. Kinney and Chaffins to the right side. It'll be Van Meter, and now shifting down here to the near side of the field is Grayson Chaffins. Mudd and Carroll down here to the near side. So you got trips to the left side, 2 wide receivers to the right side. Tegan Pickett actually goes out to the right side as well. Van Meter, good snap, the left-handed, throws over the middle, complete, going into the end zone, touchdown, Cougars! Mason Carroll pulls it in and goes in from 10 yards out, and the Cougars are on the board with 10-12 to go. I love it. Van Meter finds Carroll for the touchdown. Mason Carroll, his first touchdown of the season from 10 yards out. Jackson Kane on to attempt the extra point. That's what you want to see if you're Grayson. Good snap. Good hold. The kick is up, and it is good for Jackson Kane. 9:30 to go. Cougars are on the board. It's 36-7. This is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here. At Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Finds Mason Carroll for the touchdown. Grayson County ends that scoreless drought on the 10-yard touchdown pass. And that, you know what, Grayson County's not going to win this game, but that at least makes you feel a little bit better if you're Grayson. Cougars will presumably onside kick it because, again, what do you got to lose if you're Grayson? Let's see what they do. Nope. Jackson Kane's going to do a little short pooch kick. It dives into the middle of nowhere, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. Here with 9 minutes and counting to go, Greenwood will have the football after the penalty. And they'll get it up to the 40-yard line. Grayson County will finish this season with a 4-7 record. To the 35-yard line here. For Greenwood, again, they've gone with their backup quarterbacks. And obviously the Gators in no hurry. Handoff up the middle. The ball came out, looks like, at the end. And did Grayson come down with it? Ball comes out. I was looking down at the notes, and it does appear that Grayson County picks up a fumble, and the Cougars are going to get the football. So I was looking down at the notes, and when I did, I missed that there was a fumble on the play. With 7:54 to go, and Grayson County is going to get the ball back. Trying to make this score a little bit more interesting. Ball's placed as Van Meter rolls here towards the near side. Loops it off. It's complete to Mason Carroll. He turns back, almost fumbled it himself. And he rolls it down to about the 30-yard line. And Mason Carroll catches that down to about pickup of about 5 yards. As the clock continues to tick, and honestly, Jaron Van Meter's quarterback, not bad. Considering that, I mean, he doesn't play a lot of quarterback. I mean, when you think of Jaron Van Meter, too, he started the season as a slot right wide receiver, shifted in as running back, and now is playing quarterback in a playoff game. I mean, that's probably going to be one of the things I'm going to have to talk to Coach Jones after the game about, because that's really impressive on just how versatile of a guy he is. Trips down here to the near side. Ball placed on the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Ethan Mudd shifts in motion. They'll give it to him on the run, and he's dropped for a loss on the play. So he carries that to the 31-yard line, loss of 1. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left. 36-7, Greenwood on top of Grayson County. Mason Carroll just gets the touchdown. Third down and 6 for Grayson. Obvious 4-down territory for the Cougars. And they just went for it on 4th down and 19. So you got to imagine that no matter what happens, they're going to go for it here. 3rd and 7. 6 minutes left. Waylon Bruce and Mudd go to the right side. One wide receiver, Kinney, comes down here to the near side as well. On that far side is Grayson Chaffins. Van Meter in the gun. Mudd shifts in motion. Low snap, and we're going to have a whistle blown. And before the play, a timeout was taken by Brian Jones, and we will take it with him. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutVaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County has it 3rd down and 6. They trail 36-7 against Greenwood. Low snap. Direct run right up the middle for Van Meter. He has a big hole right in front of him. He's got the 1st down and more as he carries it down across the 20-yard line, getting down to about the 18 or the 19. Looks like maybe they're going to say more towards the 20. About 12 yards of the run for Jaron Van Meter, but more importantly, the Cougars are moving the chains. 5:15 left here in this evening's football game. Greenwood will advance to next week's 2nd round as they'll take on the Red Devils of Owensboro. This ball's placed on the 20-yard line. Van Meter in the gun. Again, they're going to spread it out. Trips to the near side. One wide receiver here to the right side. They're going to throw over the middle. Diving attempt at it as he went low looking for Waylon Bruce over the middle, but it falls incomplete. That's just one where you see Van Meter, he doesn't play a lot of quarterback. Of course, we'll see Jaron Van Meter. He'll be here before we know it, coming up middle of March. One of the pitchers for, so we're going to have a timeout taken by Brian Jones. Van Meter's one of the pitchers for the baseball team. A lefty. I always like watching him pitch, too, because he's not going to go out there and he's not going to be a Roldis Chapman. He's not going to go out there and throw 105, but he'll throw you some junky stuff. And listen, that's a compliment. He's tough to hit. He's got kind of a different windup. And listen, I'm excited to see what he can do as that Cougar baseball team starts off. But again, we'll invite you to, before we get to baseball, it's basketball season coming up here very soon. I know both teams are practicing as the first game of the season will come up here very, very soon at the end of this month, as the Grayson County Cougars and Lady Cougars will hit the road on November the 29th for a doubleheader at Breckenridge County. Good way to start the year against the Fighting Tigers. And then you'll be able to see the Cougars at home for the first time December 1. So they'll host Bullitt Central, Battle of the Cougars, that evening at the Cougar Den. We'll have all of those schedules for you very, very soon. 4:28 to go here in the game. Grayson County trails 36-7. Trips down here to the near side. Van Meter to pass. He lets it fly, far sideline, and it is caught! Touchdown, Cougars! Mason Carroll pulls in his second touchdown catch of the ball game, and Grayson County scores again with 4:20 to go. Van Meter to Carroll from 19 yards out. And Jackson Kane will trot back out to attempt the extra point. That pass was almost intercepted, but it went right into the hands of Mason Carroll. Good snap, good hold. Kick is long enough, but it is good. 36-14, and you know what? For Grayson, here's the thing. You're making this respectable. You know, you are making yourselves feel a lot better about this game than you did going into it. I mean, you did about 10 minutes ago. Because it was 36-0, not much was working. You had your backup quarterback, Hunter Felty, left the game with an injury. And, I mean, listen, I think Van Meter has played well. I mean, yes, you're against their backup defense, but still, I think Van Meter's had some decent throws, and I'm sure Brian Jones, really, for the most part, got to be pretty happy with what he's seen. Mason Carroll hadn't caught a touchdown pass all season and has caught 2 in the last 6 minutes of game action. And let's see if they'll try another onside kick, because you know what? Why not? I said, you know, we still some time left. Maybe a little comeback here coming for the Cougars. 3:37 to go. Down 3 scores. I've seen crazier things. I like the music that we're playing here tonight at Greenwood. I'm not sure if it's picking up in the microphone or not, but we're jamming out here. Now, this is kind of a homecoming for me. I used to be on the Greenwood radio crew. Jackson Kane was trying to put that on the tee perfectly, and it fell over as he was getting ready to move, and he immediately went down to a knee and just kind of gave the look like, oh, really? Okay, now he's got it set. We'll see if they go an onside kick or if they just try to kick this one deep. And they're going to do a line drive kick down here to the near side of the field into the middle of nowhere, and Greenwood just falls on it. That's Elmo Stewart. They put the hands team in, and with 3:26 to go, Greenwood's going to come back out on offense. Last time they fumbled on the first play they had. Three minutes and counting to go. Greenwood will just be able to run this clock out if they want. Be 2:45 and counting. Let's see who Greenwood goes in at quarterback. They had a fumble on their last drive. It is going to remain Ethan Griffs in at quarterback, and we have a whistle blown and a timeout going to be taken by Greenwood with 2:35 left here. As I was saying, though, I used to be a member of the Greenwood broadcast crew back in 2017. As surprisingly enough, they didn't have a homecoming for me. Apparently, the stats man on the broadcast crew doesn't deserve that, and I don't think I do. I'm just kidding. I'm not that vain when it comes to this. But it was nice to be back here at the Swamp. Wish it was under better circumstances for Grayson County, but I think when you look ahead to this Grayson County football team next season, I mean, you return a good core of players. I mean, Jaron Van Meter. I mean, you return your wide receivers. Grayson Chaffins. You return Grayson Chaffins. You return Jaden Kinney. You return Mason Carroll. You lose Waylon Bruce. You lose Hunter Felty. But you return a nice core. You hopefully get Colby Chaffins back from an injury. So he had his surgery yesterday. Again, we continue to rally around him. I know him. He's going to be back very soon for football as he starts his recovery time. Sweep for Son on the far side of the field. He turns upfield, and he dives up across the 35-yard line, gets up to about the 37 on the run. 2:20 to go. Greenwood leads Grayson 36-14. See here, our good friend Roger Lush. He's watching with us on Facebook. He's always locked in. Roger doesn't miss a snap. He says I deserved a homecoming. Well, at least somebody does, Roger. I appreciate that. I only did about 4 games here at the Swamp, but you know what? It's 4 more games than a lot of people have done. High snap, handoff sweep near side, turning upfield, getting near that first down marker on the run was Judd Scott, the junior. As he carries that to the 40-yard line, give him about 3 yards, 1:40 left here in the game. We invite you to join us, of course, for the 5th quarter show. We'll talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, get his thoughts on this game, on the season, on the future, as he's going to talk to what is going to be a heartbroken Cougar team. There's no doubt about that. Cougars jump, and they are going to call it as jumping off sides for Grayson County on the defensive line was Caleb Hubery, the sophomore. In fact, you got some younger players in the game for Grayson as well. Stephen Lee is in there. We've seen him kind of in and out at times this season, as he's wearing number 8 right now for Grayson, not his usual 21. That does give Greenwood, they had gotten a first down on the previous play. So it's first down and 5. 1 minute to go. Greenwood will just need to snap it 2 more times. Well, depending on when they snap this, they might be able to take it all the way down. To only have to snap it, this be the last snap of the game. Nope, they will have to, depending on how long this play goes. Handoff, sweep, left side, and on the run. Drop for a loss, and I think that will be the final play of the football game. I'm sure it's one of these things, too, for both of these coaches. If it's 1 second on the clock, let's just get out of here. Make sure nobody gets hurt, and just try and keep your head up as you move forward. As Grayson County falls tonight by the final score of 36-14, they haven't officially blown the play dead to see if it is going to be the final play of the game or not. We'll have to wait and see. As they're going to walk off, Will Greenwood. That'll do it. Your final score tonight, Greenwood 36, Grayson County 14. The Cougars finish the year with a 4-7 record. This is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
With the My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
Welcome back here to Greenwood High School, where the Grayson County Cougars closed the regular season with a loss by a final score of 36-14 to the Greenwood Gators. Sam Gormley back here with you as we welcome you into the fifth quarter show here on K105. As coming up on our fifth quarter show, we'll hopefully get a chance to talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones. In fact, we'll wait here as long as we can to make sure we get his thoughts on this game, on this group of seniors, on this season, on the future. It's never an interview that he wants to do. It's never an interview that I want to do. But I know you listening with us at home definitely want to take the time to be able to hear what he has to say moving forward. Because and again, we can't thank him enough too for being so accommodating to us all season long, and you listening as well. We'll talk about this here again in a few minutes. Thank you for joining us. Like, we really do appreciate seeing our views, seeing our listeners, and hearing that you listened, you watched, you went back and watched, no matter what it might be. We really do appreciate everything and everyone for joining us, even if you did for 5 minutes one time. We appreciate you. Leaving a comment where you're watching from. Can't thank everyone enough for joining us here on Cougar Football Broadcasts. Coach Jones obviously talking with his team. Coming up, though, we will also run down some of the scores from around the region. We'll recap this football game and have much, much more. Again, your final score tonight, Greenwood defeats Grayson County 36-14. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Oh, stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
Oh! I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids.
You're smart. Buy smart.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Every day, thousands of kids.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County falls tonight in the Class 5A playoffs. First round by the final score of 36-14 to the Greenwood Gators. Sam Gormley back here with you into our fifth quarter show. Try to run down a quick score or two from around the region. Metcalfe County defeats Washington County 58-21. Oh, actually, I just saw Coach Jones snuck up on me, and he's making his way into the press box right now. I didn't see him make his way up. Usually I'm on top of that. And what we can do, in fact, you know what? We'll take a quick break and have Coach Jones after this. Cougar football.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with...
Oh, boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Oh, boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
City Action Coalition.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Greenwood High School, where the Grayson County Cougars have fallen tonight by a final score of 36-14. Sam Gormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, I never like these conversations, but I think your major positive in this game is, really, let's start here. Your probably absolute worst nightmare was me telling you halfway through the second quarter, oh, you're going to lose your starting quarterback. Not what you probably drew up or even wanted. But I thought Jaron Van Meter came in, and especially in that fourth quarter, it might have been against their JV defense. He made some good throws.
Yeah, he did. To first start with Hunter going out, you don't want that for any kid, but you hate it even worse for a senior, for his last game to end like that. And then to make matters worse for us as a program, we've got Colby, who would be our backup quarterback, had knee surgery, this week, and so he's unavailable, and now we're, really scrambling, trying to think, what are we going to do? And, with 2.5 minutes or so to go when we got the ball back, and, to just try to get in something somewhat familiar. But then it's obvious, we're running the ball. We've got a running back there taking the snaps, and got 2 up backs and everything. So they just pinned their ears back and came after us. And then, get a little bit of halftime to try to talk things out with the other coaches. And so we had a couple of ideas of some things we were going to try. And, one of them, one possession, Ethan Mudd, a freshman in there that's got no varsity snaps or experience. And at least, Jaron's played varsity football for a couple of years. And so it appeared that, it was going to be better for us to kind of be empty and try to spread some things out. And so, proud of the way these guys have kind of handled situations really all year long. Last week, center goes down and we got to move a tackle to center and a guard to tackle and bring in another guard. And I thought they handled that well. So the guys are super resilient and handle adversity tremendously, and it goes back to kind of what we've talked about before about, the skills and lessons that you want them to learn due to being a part of this program. And, you just understand that in a situation like tonight that everything's not going to go your way. It's not going to go the way that's planned. But that doesn't mean we just throw in the towel and we quit playing in the second quarter. Game's not over. You continue to try to adapt and overcome and try this and try that and until you're able to find something that you can find some positive out of. And yes, they did sub, but we weren't going backwards prior to that. We weren't really having much success going forward, but we were at least battling, and so for that I'm proud of it because at some point in their adult lives, something's not going to go the way you want it, the way you plan.
Almost happens every
the way
week
you
for
draw
me.
it up and this and that, and they'll have some experiences through being football players of overcoming a setback, and so really proud to see us put a couple points on the board, whether it's against JV or not. You got guys playing out of position, and we continue to battle, and so for that I'm proud. But ultimately there'll be some lessons learned here that I think hopefully pays some dividends down the road.
I think Jaron, he's a warrior. I mean, you look, first game against Edmonton, I asked you that question. He's your slot receiver. Then he shifts to be your running back. And now tonight is your quarterback. I mean, there aren't many players that you can think of. I mean, honestly, the thing that comes to mind in a way was Kentucky a couple of years ago with Lynn Bowden, who, injury to the quarterback, he was their slot receiver. They put him in the backfield sometimes, but then he had to be their quarterback and take over. I know it's a little different situation because it's second half is really what he did, but, man, I thought that was a really impressive performance, saying that, I mean, how much quarterback does he play in practice?
None. Zero.
Considering that.
The entire year, he's never taken a snap at quarterback.
And I know I think he's thrown one pass all year.
Yeah. Matter of fact, in 3 years, I don't think he's taken a snap in practice at quarterbback. It's just not something that we.
You would have never known that.
Yeah, absolutely. But he is the ultimate athlete. He's I'm pretty sure he led the baseball team in batting average. He's an ex-basketball player that, saw the writing on the wall that he's 5'4" and basketball's probably not going to be a sport for him. And rather than be a 3-sport guy that's just running ragged all the time, he cut basketball out. But he was not a bad basketball player, and he's a tremendous athlete for us that we can play anywhere. He was a DB several years ago, and he was a good corner, but again, his height got to him and so we moved an outside linebacker. Great move for him. We've had discussions all year long about playing him at middle linebacker because then he can play both sides of the field. And so, he's just a guy that's just really able to do a lot of different things. I mean, he's got good hands. He's got good speed. He can throw it a little bit. He can catch it. I mean, he's just a great athlete. I think you put a golf club in his hand, he probably goes out and shoots 80. I mean, he's just an athlete. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. He just is a sports guy. He loves sports, and it shows. But more than anything, like you said, he is an absolute warrior. He is 100 mile an hour all the time. He's undersized, and he don't care how big you are. He'll come up to tackle, and if he's got the ball in his hands, he's going to lower his shoulder and go at you. I mean, he's got it. I think that probably goes back to, kind of how he was brought up in sports. I had the luxury of coaching his daughter when we first moved to Grayson County in softball, and she's no different. Takes 15 charges on the basketball court last year. She's a good softball player. She doesn't play anymore, but she was a really good softball player, and she's a warrior too. And it's just kind of how they were brought up and how they were taught to approach athletics and how you play the game, and and it shows. I mean, he's just he's awesome. I mean, he really is.
Your seniors, you got 8 of them, I think if my memory's right, 7 players, and then Cole, your manager. It's a great group of kids. I know that. And, I mean, listen, you have some holes to fill. I mean, Will Scott, tackle on both sides of the ball. Hunter Felty, starting quarterback. I don't want to keep naming names because I'm going to forget Tanner Finley, who was your starting center as well. I mean, you've got some holes. And, I mean, if anything else, you're just losing a great group of kids.
Yeah, absolutely. The group, is really phenomenal. I mean, they got a good range of individuals there, linemen, skill guys. But ultimately, some guys that just poured themselves into the program, worked hard in the weight room, super strong guys. Will Scott and Waylon, probably our 2 strongest kids. Kentucky, somebody that's undersized week in, week out, playing center and did a phenomenal job this season. Michael Sturdivant, somebody that just kind of bought his time and paid his dues and worked himself into being a guard. So, that's 3 guys up front that you got to replace. And we're no stranger to that. We went several years in a row where we were changing out linemen 3 or 4 a year. And so we finally, got to a spot where it was 1 or 2, a couple years. But here we are back, trying to replace at least 3. And, trying to replace Waylon as a fullback. We went a couple years without having that big, powerful, bruising fullback, and really changed our dynamics. And after we lost Mason, and then we get him, and I think he did a really outstanding job. And same thing with Hunter. Sat behind Kaler for a couple of years and learned, and paid his dues, and got his opportunity, and over a 900-yard passer this year, and just so. Like you said, just a great group of guys that, the kind of kids that you love just to be around. That's what I told them there at the huddle. I hate losing. To me, it's one of the worst things there is. But, what bothers me more about Monday is not so much that we're not going to be playing, is we're not going to be spending 2 hours a day, 4 days a week together, because they're awesome to be around, the whole group. But you have a special place each year for seniors. You've been around them the longest. You spent the most time with them. You learn the most about them. At 4 years together for most of them. And this group, I think, really all of them, with the exception of Dalton Russell, who transferred into us. You love them like your own. I've said for many years, God gave me girls, and I guess I became a football coach, so I could have some sons. And those guys really do become like sons. They come to you in the office, before or after practice, and you have conversations about, outside of football, about life. And, you really grow to love those guys like they're your own.
Next year, you lose a good number, but you have a really nice core, I think, coming back. I mean, you hope Colby could come. I mean, I know he's had his surgery yesterday. He's starting his recovery, being a starting quarterback. I know we saw him on 7-on-7, and he's got a good arm. Some exciting things. Obviously, you've seen what Jaron, Jaden Kinney, Grayson Chafin's defensive side of the ball. I don't want to keep naming names. Mason Carroll showed some good signs. I mean, you lose some, but you got to be happy about the core that you have for next season, where – I mean, it could look really interesting, because for those that are unaware that are listening right now, is that your district could completely change.
Yeah,
you have
absolutely.
no idea.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
KHSAA has not put out anything yet, which is
week and a half. I think is about when we're seeing.
Much later than previous years. Usually, by now you know pretty well what your district's going to be, and you're starting to find out a little bit about who may be moving up and classifications and things like that. But usually you have a good idea by now, and so it's kind of hard to plan your non-district schedule, because it's a new contract cycle, so our non-district games are up for, either changing them or renewing contracts with some people. And, you got somebody like a Breck who's playing up, and so, they very well could choose to go back to 4A. And so it's definitely, kind of, I don't know, I really hate not knowing kind of where things are headed for those things because, for me, I'd like to kind of start moving forward on our non-district schedule, but also knowing who's going to be in there that we got to compete against to make the playoffs and things like that. And for the last several years, we've had a 6-team district, and we've got to earn our right to be here. And I'm proud of the boys that we did that. Regardless of what happens on the field, we earned this right to be here. They played their butts off in these district games to be the 3 seed when we were preseason picked to be 4th or 5th, and here we are, the 3 seed, and so those are things to be proud of, and it's just I guess the waiting game to find out what things are going to move forward. But as you say, our core group is really good, and I think there's some really nice pieces coming up from the middle school. The 7th and 8th grade, it's got some real nice athletes and some bigger kids in it. And so, we just got to do a good job developing them, and putting time in and footwork and hand placement and all the little things that, the cliche saying that, the little things matter, and they really matter in games like this. They definitely matter when you're playing these better teams because they're going to be technically sound. So if you don't match technique with technique, regardless of how strong and big and whatever else you may be, you're at a disadvantage. And for us, when we play the Greenwoods and the South Warrens and the Bowling Greens and the Owensboroughs, we've got to be technically sound because there's a high probability that we're not going to match up athletically. Those programs got some athletes in them that we just don't have, and so we've got to do. We've got to be physical. I think that's an area that we can, play with those guys, and I think that's an area for us to improve. We've got to be strong, and we've got to be fundamentally sound. And, so those are some things that we've got to continue to develop our younger guys on because, like you said, there's some holes for us to fill, and we've got to get some guys in there that are going to step in and do that those jobs for us, and we'll see.
Coach, as always, I appreciate you always giving us the time before and after games. You help us out for anything that we might need. I know we really appreciate it, and August, whatever it might be, will be here before we know it.
Yeah, it will. There's no doubt about that. It flies by. The older I get, the faster it goes. And, one thing I do want to say is I think it's been a blessing to get Kevin Embry back. He wasn't with us last year, and Shane Decker stepped in and called our defense for us. But, defensively over the past few weeks, from a statistics standbase, I think that, we have been able to do some things to some teams that, that didn't hold true for their season. Hart County last week, I think, was averaging over 400 yards a game and 40-something points, and, we hold them to 230 and 14 points. And same thing with Greenwood. They've been throwing up a lot of points and a lot of yards, and I felt like until we got behind the 8 ball, losing our quarterback, defense looked really, really good. 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Midway through the second, it's 14-0, and so, it's been nice to get him back and, on that side of the ball, and I think he's done a really good job. And we got to just find ways to manufacture more points. Score 14 points or give up 14. You'd like to think you win those games, and so. Areas for improvement on the off season, but I appreciate you guys. I think you do a heck of a job. So, before you know it, like I said, it'll be next year.
Can't wait for it. I know we'll run into you during basketball season as well, which again really starts here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's head coach Brian Jones. Cougars fall tonight. We'll come back, wrap it up for the season after this. This is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye!
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Cougar football on K105.
That'll wrap up our coverage tonight here from Greenwood High School, where the Grayson County Cougars fall tonight by a final score of 36-14. The 2 touchdowns for Grayson was in that fourth quarter. Touchdown passes from Jaron Van Meter to Mason Carroll twice, one from 10 yards and one from 19 yards. As Grayson County falls and finishes the season with a record of 4-7, as we will, again, thank you for joining us all season long for our coverage. I hate that Kaylor can't be here to wrap it up as well and have me thank him, but Grayson County finishes with a record of 4-7. I want to thank our K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work as well. Cody Brock wasn't with us tonight. He's only for home games. We want to thank him. Alex Cook, your camera operator extraordinaire all season long. Give him a shout out. Concession stand something savant, I guess. He's a fan of the concession stands. And then Chase Blaine, your director all season long, dealing with some technical difficulties I know that we had here tonight. Again, Kaylor, I don't know if you're still watching with us at home. We want to thank you as well. You were a great addition to our broadcast crew. We wish you could have been here tonight. Again, huge shout out to you. I'm sure that I'm not the only one that says that. And I also look down here and say our good friend Roger Lush, he puts in there next year, the 50th year of Cougar football. We look forward to it. That'll wrap up our coverage tonight here from Greenwood High School. Again, your final score, 36-14. Greenwood defeats Grayson to close the regular season. So for the K105 Digital Productions crew, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.